friends. And welcome into the firm of Harris and Marang. Patrick Harris, yours truly. That's me. To my left over there, that's Danny Marang. Casey Smith back there holding the beats down. Welcome in on a Monday. Feels like
at least a day.
I feel like I haven't worked in like 2 weeks. But that's okay. Hope everybody had a nice Juneteenth 3-day weekend if you had it. If you didn't, shout out to those that are still part of the labor force that keep things running.
Sucks to suck, bro.
Used to be one of those myself, so I have nothing but sympathy, empathy, and everything involved with that.
Meanwhile, I'm over here going,
It's not very nice of you, Danny.
I mean, I know.
It's not very nice of you.
I know. I like to have my fun.
It's probably a good thing for me to be here right now and focus on things that aren't the World Cup, despite it being on television right now, because I will tell you a dirty secret, Danny. And don't let anybody know this, all right? Just between you and me.
You haven't been working?
I have not been working. I've literally been doing only this all day since either 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. or 10 a.m. to 8 p.m., whatever the thing is. That's all I've been doing.
I've had it on in the background, tuned in with little Cape Verde action. Love me some Cape Verde draws.
Cape Verde. No one is more over this than my wife. I promise you that.
Yeah.
The preschool, she's
had enough?
She's a trooper right now.
Yeah.
She's barreling through.
Well, it gets cut in half here in what, 2 days?
Yes.
So the frequency of matches, while still every day, is not all day.
I think there's one on I think it's Monday. There's like one game on. And I think it's at noon.
Yeah.
She's going to love that.
That's going to be great.
She's going to absolutely love that.
But yeah, no, it's that's the one thing again, but we've gotten really lucky. We got the Olympics, we got the World Cup, all the things that kind of carry us through some of the quieter periods of sporting ventures. We got the NBA draft tomorrow, and then free agency opens up a week later.
We'll also take the Fan Golf Classic off tomorrow, and 4th of July coming up, which will be the 3rd of July for us. Not a little bad thing.
I'm going to the rodeo for 4th of July.
Oh yeah, that's right. Is it the Pendleton Rodeo? St. Paul. St. Paul
yeah.
Rodeo. I
gotta go get suited and booted.
Are you going Canadian tuxedo?
I gotta find some. I want to, but I think I'm just gonna be too damn hot. I think it's just gonna be too hot.
So what do cowboys wear in modern cowboys wear?
I mean, they
in
do.
the heat?
But they do. Again, I'm just not used to it.
Yeah.
Like you wear that to keep the sun from hitting you.
Right,
That's what it is.
It is to protect you. It's not like you want less clothes on to breathe. Like tomorrow, I will wear as little clothes as possible.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking thong.
To wear the, we'll circle back on that. To wear the cowboy, I think, they're full head to toe covered because they're in the sun all day.
Otherwise, you turn into a piece of leather.
Yeah, and they knew about skin cancer before we did.
I don't know about that. That was just a matter of just like you just use the sweat to cool down.
Well, I don't know if they knew it was skin cancer per se, but they were like, it is not good to be in the sun all day every day.
No, we've known that for pretty much all time. Like if you go back, even like in ancient times, there was a class status around being white because the lighter skinned you were meant you worked indoors or you didn't work.
Correct. I follow that line of thinking. I've been tan most of my life, so I guess I'm just out there.
That happens.
Outside all the time.
Yeah. But hey, it's going to be like 90 today. Love that. 90 on the golf course tomorrow.
I think it's going to be like 95.
I dropped a little bit.
Good.
It dropped a little bit. I think we're sitting at 90.
I'm a little worried, my friend. I'm a little worried that I'm going to drink like...
Yeah, 90.
I'm worried that I'm going to drink like 3 Nalgene's by noon and still not have to pee.
Nalgene's?
Yeah. Like
I know
my
that.
32-ounce Nalgene's.
Like that's the only thing you're going to be drinking.
I don't know. You know me. I don't like to drink before noon.
Yeah.
I don't like to. I will.
Again, you could not.
I'm just gonna fly with Sukanik tomorrow. Whatever he does, I'm gonna follow him.
Did you get that green lit?
I got that green lit.
Okay.
I'm just gonna go bevy for bevy with the great Jason Sukanik.
Yeah,
I'll be dead by noon.
I still haven't been told what time I need to be there, so maybe I'll just wing it.
I can't figure out what I'm gonna wear, man. I'm worried about my dome. I'm worried about the sun, and I don't know if I own a large enough hat, so I might need to go do something about that.
I think I got rid of when I moved, I think I got rid of my other straw hat, so.
Because I don't like straw hats. That's the problem. I have like a leather cowboyish hat, but that might be too hot. It is leather.
I mean, and?
I might be like pouring sweat through it, though.
Well, that's the point of it.
God, I hate sweating.
Yeah. I'm gonna go get the wig busted up today.
That's why I don't work out, man. I don't lift weights because they're heavy. I don't work out because I get tired, and I hate sweating. It's really awful for my skin.
How is it awful for your skin?
Because it dries it out, and it doesn't allow it an opportunity to exfoliate.
You need like a little spray bottle with a fan, just to kind of.
Oh, I have a little fan that we took to Disneyland. I got these little fans. They have like a MIDI charger cord to them, so they're rechargeable.
Yeah, there you go.
And we passed them out to all the kids when we were at Disneyland. So I think I'm going to have one of those. I don't need the water aspect, just the cool breeze.
I don't know. I like the little mister.
Everyone likes a cool breeze.
Who doesn't like a cool breeze? We took the dogs for a walk this morning. It was only like 65, but you could feel the heat like hitting. And I was like, ooh, it's going to be warm today. And then the breeze started blowing. I'm like, oh, that breeze doesn't feel cool. It's weird, right? Like, it was warm the last couple of days and it was clear, but for whatever reason, the sun wasn't hitting as hard. And now it's, a day, 2 later, the sun is just going to sit here and hammer. I don't like that part of science does not make sense to me. It does not click. It's like the sun is still there. There was no clouds in the sky. Why is it 20 degrees warmer today? I do not understand.
You are correct that it will be slightly cooler. It will be 90 tomorrow.
Yeah, it was supposed to be 94 when we looked last week.
I will take the -4 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
Take that and run with it.
Oh, dude, 88 to 90. Like, I love that temperature. That's fantastic. I gotta stop by and grab some of the old lotion. Make sure we don't burn too bad. I do want to get a little bit of color. I'm getting married, man. I gotta get a nice little tan.
Did I tell you about my buddy who went rafting 2 days before his wedding, and he wore a trucker mesh hat?
Oh, yeah. I got the imprint. Yeah, I will not be wearing one of these tomorrow.
Yeah, don't do that.
No.
Oh, yeah. I wore that out on the golf course on Friday.
Yeah.
Got left with a big old stain right through the top.
That's tough.
Yeah, it's okay. I have the skin, it gets back in about 2 days.
There you go. A little biracial angel.
There we go.
It's helpful.
He's a biracial angel.
I do have to watch out for this dome. This dome is volatile.
It's exposed.
It is exposed, and I will shave before I go out there tomorrow.
Well, just like go through like fits and bouts of like pop the hat off for a little
That's
bit.
what
then
I'm thinking.
Pop it back on. Like,
That's what I'm thinking. I don't like to wear sunscreen either.
Well, just put like at worst throw some SPF 15 on it.
Yeah, get some of that like what is that? What's that brand? Hawaiian Tropic.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
It's like a tanning oil.
I definitely wouldn't do that. I wouldn't try to add like I wouldn't try to cook the dome. I would try to mildly protect it because we're going to be out there for a while.
Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah.
It's my maiden voyage. I've never done this before.
Have you never even been out there for it?
No. Me and Will Ortner tried to get something going last year for it, and we were unable to make it happen. Mostly because he left me like a bride at the altar. Damn Will Ortner. Because our goal was to drive around in a golf cart and broadcast live the entire day and just be like stupid Vern Lundquist. And here is Danny Marang on the 6th hole, and he got to go up and down, and if he misses this, lips out. It's going to cost him later. We really wanted to do that, but we couldn't logistically make it happen.
Well, we have a chance for a record breaker right now.
Lionel Messi.
On the PK.
There's already a PK been called. It's the 8th minute. Argentina-Austria. This is the best matchup of the group.
Oh, easy.
Group J. And Messi will now break Miroslav Klose's record of most World Cup goals scored.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. He's going to end up with 4 through 2 games, at least.
Yeah, I mean, he is the Golden Boot leader, assuming he buries this. Now, Kylian Mbappe is only 2 goals behind him and plays later today. Just an FY-izzle. You are ahead of me.
He shanked it.
You are ahead of me.
Brother.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
I don't like it either. You're both ahead of me.
I'm even on the 4K. What gives?
He just shanked it.
Yep.
Wow.
Sorry, buddy. That guy looks crazy.
Yeah, crazy keeper.
Woof.
That's tough.
What goes down tomorrow, Casey? Are we doing a best of show? Is that what the situation is?
Yes, we are.
Okay, all right. I've never heard a best of show.
Really?
With me.
Oh, there you go.
I kind of like best of shows.
That could be fun.
Yeah. I've always enjoyed primetime best of shows over the years.
I mean, that's summer programming right there.
They've always they found the silliest of silly, and that always brings a nice warm.
You just got to get nothing but bangers.
Nothing but bangers, yeah.
So it's a good place to be. But no, if you're going to be out there tomorrow, have fun, man. It's going to be a blast.
No kidding.
I'm stoked. It's my favorite event every single year.
The chances of somebody asking me to take a shot for them, a golf club shot.
Okay. I was like,
Probably pretty high, I'm guessing.
A golf shot?
Yeah.
I have never swung a golf club in my life.
oh, that's even more reason too.
It's probably going to be more consistent.
Do you want me to bring my old clubs for you?
No, because then I'll have to like carry stuff, and
No,
that sounds like work.
I'll just bring them out there for you.
Boss man Cooley, Red Sox fan Cooley,
Mm-hmm.
he told me that some people should bring some coolers, and I was like, great idea.
What are we bringing coolers
Started
for?
looking away for like water and
Don't we have the?
I don't know, dude. This is my maiden voyage.
Well, I know, like we have like the street team coolers and stuff like that.
I hope so.
We usually have that stuff out there.
I heard Jordan Schultz last year took a swing, and his swing is a little rough.
It's a little tough.
So I'm hoping that maybe mine is not as tough.
I mean, you're gonna have to swing.
Well, I was telling Dirt about this, that I think my swing is going to be baseball adjacent because it's the only thing I kind of know in that mechanical.
Mm-hmm.
And it's either going to completely whiff over the top of the ball or it's going to directly hit the ground.
Chunk it.
Yes.
I'm guessing the legs are probably going to be moving the entire swing.
Mm-hmm.
My legs?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Well, usually in a golf swing, your
Quiet feet.
legs are staying in the same place.
Oh, you think mine will be like shaky? Like, am I going to be scared?
No, I
I
think
think there's
you'll-
gonna be some rotation.
I think there'll be a rotational issue.
Do I do the Happy Gilmore take the step like you're at the plate like guys are about to swing?
There's what's the guy's name on social? Snappy Gilmore. You've seen him, right? The dude that swings one handed.
Oh yeah.
He's a soccer player, just started doing it, and he's blowing up on social media over the last couple of years. He did a Happy Gilmore swing at a driving range, and it was with Adam Sandler, and he just annihilated the ball. And I was like, yeah, this guy's got some pretty good hand-eye coordination.
Well, I think that's what made that so brilliant is when that movie came out. Is that golf swing shouldn't work at all.
No.
But if you break it down, if you approach it correctly and your hips turn the right way and you cock it back and time it in the right spot, it's a banger.
Yeah, but I mean,
It can
be.
work. It shouldn't work, but it can.
What you do see now, though, from like the World Long Drive champions, they are lifting their leg like Albert Pujols.
Oh, yeah, because they're just trying to get as much distance.
They're just getting that leg drive out of it. But no, I mean, it's not just distance. They have to land it in a certain area.
Okay.
So, but like guys are doing like a full on like leg lift, push off back foot drive. It's pretty crazy.
I did not watch the U.S. Open this weekend.
I dabbled.
I saw Wyndham Clark got out to a huge lead, and I was like, I'm good.
I mean,
It makes me feel bad because I usually like to watch the U.S. Open.
Yeah, but it
Father's
also,
Day on Sunday, it's always great.
that part of it is always cool. But also, like scoring wasn't great. I mean, that course was chewing guys up and spitting them out.
That's the U.S. Open for
Yeah.
you.
So it's one of those things where I don't want to see guys go like 18 under. Like that's not fun either. But it wasn't exactly guys fighting, clawing, and really having chances to score. It was like, please survive.
But
Please survive.
Shout out the Oregon Ducks.
Time to nut up or shut up.
I saw the tagline on ESPN this morning. Scotty Scheffler fails to win career Grand Slam. And I was like,
Yep.
he finished fourth.
Yep.
Like what? Scrub.
Also, let's maybe give love to Wyndham Clark here.
Yeah, but it was just like, but you know what I mean? It was just like fails to win Grand Slam. It was like he finished fourth.
You failure.
Like, we're really doing this?
You
All
epic
right.
failure.
Whatever.
Nobody even likes you.
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
It's all very
He's
dumb.
a hoe.
Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
Yep, nobody likes him. Nobody likes him. Oakley Dokley, we got a great Monday show for you today. We'll have some Blazer conversations today, okay? Blazer coaching search. We'll tie the Blazers into this Giannis situation. The USA continues to march on in the World Cup, and the NBA draft is tomorrow. Again, we are out tomorrow, so I figure we dabble a little bit of that because Wednesday I'm sure we'll go wall-to-wall with some NBA draft stuff. But let's get to this first. It could happen in a matter of moments. It could happen at any time, and if we get lucky, it'll happen during this show. Where are we with Giannis Antetokounmpo? This is The Firm on 105.1 The Fan Sports Network. 10:18 here, Portland Sports Leader. Don't you forget it. We are alive, baby, from the shadows of the historic Fremont Bridge. 503-864-6326. That's the fan text line. She'll let you interact with us throughout the entire day. You can also jump over on the YouTubes. 1051 The Fan is the channel. Jump in the chat. Be nice to each other over there. Per usual, this hour, I would like to have a fun conversation, kind of little pieces picking up a little bit from when I was gone last week about the Knicks and kind of maybe an overall convo, Danny. You are my basketball guy. When you win a title, how you, build to repeat. You everything looks great, but you got to add pieces. We saw Oklahoma City add Jared McCain at the deadline, but nothing really in the offseason. So how do you rebuild to repeat? We'll get to that. But let's start here with the news of the day, and that would be Giannis Antetokounmpo, who could be dealt at any minute right now. Reports out there surfacing that it's Boston and Miami are the potential landing spots. I think we can all assume that Portland is probably out of this race. And we can have a conversation in the Big Nooner about the Blazers, if they miss out on Giannis, who the next targets are. But I'm curious, the situation that lives right now kind of has this idea that Milwaukee, Boston, Miami, however this thing goes down, will need a third team to facilitate, and it won't be the Blazers. There's talk of the Pistons stepping in on this, and potentially maybe the Hornets the Pelicans stepping in on this. Where are we at, Danny, with this? Because I'm starting to get a little fatigue.
Yeah, no, I mean...
and starting to maybe the understatement of the day.
Yeah, so there's a lot going on as far as the power structure. Jake Fisher talked about it, and this has always been, I think most fans don't truly understand what structures look like within teams and where power ultimately lies, and it's always with the owners. And the Bucks have a more unique power structure in that they rotate governors every 5 years, and right now Wes Edens is in charge, and Jimmy Haslam will take over in 2028. So that part of it, and Jimmy Haslam is rumored to want to buy more of the Bucks to not have to or want to do that anymore.
Ooh, Manu Ginobili at the World Cup.
Yeah, it's Argentina, baby. But with all of that, who has what say? And if you want to make it like a Blazers adjacent thing, this would be like the Blazers making a trade at the trade deadline with Jody Allen still technically owning or the Allen estate still technically owning the team, but Tom Dundon being the one coming in.
Sure.
Well, they're talking to them. So, the power structure with the Bucks is Wes Edens is, the governor right now and the, acting power, but also Jimmy Haslam is going to be next up. And so whatever move is happening here, even though they all own the team and Haslam might end up buying more of the team, well, you want to have more say. So there's a little, I want to say infighting, but there's a power structure battle. That's what we'll go with. And then you've got John Horst, who's the general manager, president, or vice president of the team on the player personnel side.
And this is all on him right now.
And that's the thing is here's the thing.
If this goes poorly, he's done. Well, maybe not done.
That's what I've been told.
But he might cost him his job there.
No, that's what I've been told, is that he's basically just helping facilitate this. He's gotten the extension. He's allowed to make whatever deal basically the ownership ends up agreeing to. But if they really bomb it, then maybe they revisit that. Because what owner is going to say, I screwed up? No, they're going to end up...
Someone's taking the blame.
Someone is taking the blame. I don't know, like Joe Cronin saying it was his problem that they didn't fly the two ways and not Tom Dundon's when it was, in fact, Tom Dundon who did that. So, owners never take the blame. I mean, you saw Dolan get up there at the parade in New York, and, it was all this, it was buy-in and all these things and speeches, and it's like...
Like Jimmy, I love that James Dolan gets up there and he's like, yeah, I won a title. It's like, bro... First off, Jalen Brunson won you that title. Cat had a good part of that too. And Mike Brown, and shall I continue? And
beyond that, there are multiple people that have both publicly and privately said James Dolan being distracted by building the Sphere is what actually led to them being able to build a championship team because he got the hell out of the way. Like, that's where that's at. So I do find it funny, the heat and heat media apparatus that is one of those bought and paid for media apparatuses I've ever seen this week. And they're like, this sounds like the deal's done. Deal's done, bro. It's done. He's going to Miami. It's done. And wait till you see the deal. Just wait till you see the deal.
Sounds like a dude from Brooklyn talking about the Yankees going to the World Series.
Yes, very much.
This is why I always give you credit. Whenever you are accused of being a water carrier for the Blazers, I'm like, go to Miami, friends. Go down there and see what that fan base is like.
I don't carry water. The only thing I'll say is, like, I think y'all need to chill on some things. Or
You might get Giannis. Chill out. You might get Giannis.
That's the thing is like, look, if you get Giannis, then gloat.
Yeah, you
don't do it beforehand.
You had a shot at Damian Lillard, and then, but I mean, you could have if you just shut your big yapper.
No,
and maybe let it happen.
Even that part of it is overplayed. People are like, oh, that was the thing is a Miami reporter was talking about how butthurt billionaires are getting in their feelings. And that's why this deal's not getting done. Well, that got back to one of those billionaires, and guess what? It might actually be a thing now.
I want to get to this Blazer aspect before we kind of dive into where we actually think Giannis might end up. What is it about the 3 draft picks that the Blazers have of Milwaukee that all of a sudden Milwaukee is no longer interested in? It felt like that was the crux of this deal, that Milwaukee really needed that draft capital back. Because I'll tell you what, Miami's draft capital, Boston's draft capital, that's not as sexy as what the Blazers have. So I'm curious how the Blazers potentially have fallen out of that. Is it because Giannis doesn't want to come here, Jaylen Brown doesn't want to come here, and so they're just like, those are off the table? Because if you're Milwaukee, I still think those are such high priority.
It is, but I think, again, there's factions in that front office and ownership. Ownership looks at shiny MVP caliber type player, and Jaylen Brown and says, I can sell this.
Yeah, I mean, you can sell it. If they have Giannis and draft picks and Tyler Hero, that is not something you can sell.
No.
Did you know he's from Wisconsin?
Yeah, I know. But the other side of this is like, it's sexy. You can say you did the thing, but also you're paying Damian Lillard $52.5 million or whatever it was, $105 million, whatever it was, over the next 3 years. You've got the Miles Turner contract. You've got the Kyle Kuzma contract. You don't have draft capital. So building around Jaylen Brown is going to be next to impossible. It's like they are in the same conundrum that every team that is in this space finds themselves in. Mm-hmm. When you've exhausted all your resources, you want to have everything there, but you want to keep the star, but you also want to get back draft capital. It's like they want to have everything, but in reality, you can't have everything. You need to make a choice. You either get the super premium asset like a Jaylen Brown, or you get the draft capital / young players. You don't get the superstar player and the draft cap. Like, well, OKC did it with Paul George. Like, yeah, they got SGA, but he wasn't supposed to be that. What the haul was all of the draft capital.
And SGA was a player who can play now.
Yeah.
A young player who can play now. For example, in this situation, a Shaedon Sharp. A player who can play now. We don't know what they can be, but a player that can play now. I think you're alluding to something that I find all the time, and I kind of struggle with it with some owners. It is hard to rip the Band-Aid and say, I'll take the youth and the draft picks. Because to your point, Danny, you can't sell that to a fan base. It's really hard to sell a rebuild. And
I mean, the Blazers didn't do it when they traded Dame. Guess what they got? They got a good young player in Toumani Camara. They got draft capital. They got Rob Williams. They got Malcolm Brogdon. You know, they got more stuff out of it. Mm-hmm. And cleared the books, and all of a sudden things started to make a little bit more sense.
And I think if I'm Milwaukee, we'll talk about where Giannis will end up or where he should end up. If I'm Milwaukee, bro, I'm taking the draft capital and young kids, and we're resetting. Hell, I'm shipping out Miles Turner too. Nothing against Miles Turner, but let's break this thing down to the studs. Giannis got us a title. We're good to go in that aspect. So let's just break this whole thing down and start from scratch. Like you said, I'd rather, the owner or the GM is going to say, I'd rather have Jaylen Brown and be mediocre. Not that Jaylen's mediocre, but there's going to be him and Miles Turner, and
they're not figuring in all of the other things around that.
And if Milwaukee were to get Jaylen Brown, do they finish any better than they did this year?
Yeah, because Giannis missed time. And
how much better though? That's what I'm asking.
You're going to top out because Jaylen Brown, Ryan Rollins is a good player. Like Jaylen Brown, Ryan Rollins, Miles Turner. It's like, okay, cool.
Is that like a DeMontis, Zach LaVine?
It's a play-in
kind of situation.
Maybe 7-6 seed if everything pops and Jaylen's that guy and Ryan Rollins continues to develop and like AJ Green starts or grows a little bit more. Again, edge of the play-in.
But the East is catching up. Yeah. I mean, all the smoke around Atlanta today and the draft situation, the Trey Murphy situation with Atlanta, they're
Atlanta
they're a budding
thinks-
team.
They think they're ready to take that next step.
Detroit's ready to make some plays to take the next
Those
step.
two teams are the ones that I'm watching to be the most active.
The Knicks are going to roll things back. The Hornets are going to get better. Like, the East is getting there.
And
you know?
Miami's still not a playing team.
Agreed. I don't know if they are with Giannis either. Let's get to that. Let's see, where do you think Giannis should land? Where do you think the best spot for him is? And where do you think he actually will go? You can hit the fan text line 503-864-6326 or throw it in the YouTube chat. We'll talk a little more Giannis next. There's Casey with sports.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
This sports update is brought to you by Reynolds Defense Firm. If you've been arrested for a DUI, you need a team of attorneys that you can put your trust into. Call Reynolds Defense Firm today online at reynoldsdefensefirm.com. First on the Fan, Michigan basketball coach Dusty May is finalizing a deal to take the head coaching job for the Dallas Mavericks. May led Michigan to a 64-13 record over 2 seasons, leading them to a national title in 2026, as he will now become the first college head coach to take an NBA position since John Beilein took the job with the Cavs in 2019. And according to Adam Schefter, Michigan is currently working toward hiring Mike Boynton Jr. as the interim head coach. Some more NBA news for you, as the Atlanta Hawks are finalizing a deal to acquire guard Aaron Wiggins from the Oklahoma City Thunder. OKC will receive 2 second-round draft picks in return, as Wiggins averaged 12 points and 4 rebounds, playing a key role in the Thunder's championship squad in 2024 and 25, but only made 21 starts this past season. Over to the World Cup, as we have 4 group stage matches for you today. As Lionel Messi and Argentina, they are currently in the 29th minute, taking on Austria. At 2 p.m., Kylian Mbappe and France will take on Iraq. At 5 p.m., Senegal and Norway will go head-to-head. And wrapping up our slate of World Cup matches today is Jordan taking on Algeria at 8 p.m. And finally, some NFL news for you if you missed it over the weekend, as the Tennessee Titans have reached an agreement with defensive tackle Jeffrey Simmons on a 3-year, $100 million extension. Simmons posted a career high in sacks last season with 11, while leading all NFL interior defensive linemen in solo tackles, TFL sacks, and QB pressures. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom, call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Sports Saturday with Joe Fish.
You know, Austria's doing the thing here. They're trying to push Leo around. It's a smart move. Play physical on Leo. He don't love it. That's still a 0-0 game right now in the 34th minute. But we're talking a little Giannis here, Danny, and I want to have this. It's like a two-sided convo here. Where you think he will go, where you think he should go. I want to read some thoughts here, too. Oh, where did it go? Anywhere but Miami for Giannis would make my cold black heart so happy. Can't stand that fan base, and their tears taste so sweet. Let me double down on this. I'm going to take it a step further. I think I want Giannis in Miami.
Why?
Because I don't think they'll be very good.
Well, the thing is, if he doesn't go to Miami, they still won't be very good.
And I would love to see, because as we've talked about, that fan base is a little nauseating, greatly nauseating. ESPN wants him to be in Miami. Everybody wants to, all the podcasters, everybody wants to talk about Giannis in Miami. Okay, then go and find out what happens. Glory to be to you. Go with God, whatever phrase you want to say. Go, because you cannot tell me that Bam and Giannis is going to win a title. No. I just don't see it.
No,
I don't even see him getting out of the East. I don't even see him in the conference finals with that duo.
Bam, Giannis, Wiggins, Powell is.
It's a fine team.
Yeah, it's just not good enough.
It's a little bit better than the Bucks. That's what it is.
It reminds me a lot of the Pelicans team with AD
Rondo, and yeah, that's a fair point. Nice collection, some good players. You're not going to win a title with it. That's why, where do I want him to go? I want him to go to Miami because I think it's going to fail. And then we can get past this and move along, and I'll see you at the Hall of Fame, Giannis.
I want him to go to Boston.
Basketball reasons, I think Boston would be really fun.
If he's going to go somewhere, I want him to go to Boston because I think that Giannis and Tatum is a lot to deal with.
Agreed.
It's a lot to deal with.
I agree.
And I'd be interested to see how that works. And again, Giannis is one of my favorite players of all time. I would hate to see the Celtics get another star. Like, oh, here we go. Here we go again.
They seem to kind of Lakers of the East.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they are the most famous brand in the East.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say they're more famous than the Knicks?
Yes.
Yes, I agree. Success.
100%.
When you've got, 17 of those things? Yeah, it's a big difference. One franchise went 53 years without a title. The other one won 13 in that time period.
Jalen Brunson, top 5 player of all time?
Definitely not. Top 5 Nick. Top 5 Nick.
Sure.
I can hear that argument very easily. But, yeah, I look at that and I just go, that makes the most sense. And I also think it makes the most sense for the Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
if you're getting Jaylen Brown in return.
Yeah, and again, I don't think the Bucks should be getting just Jaylen Brown. They do need more than that. And I've seen, if Jaylen Brown is redirected to Portland, it's like, well, why would the Blazers give up the Giannis package for Jaylen Brown? Because I like Jaylen, but Giannis is better.
Maybe because Jaylen is willing to play here and Giannis might not be in the future.
Then you don't. But that's the thing is you don't pay the premium just to pay the premium.
Sure.
If you've got 2 flights and they're both going to the same place at the exact same time,
my wife and I didn't sit next to each other on our way to California because we saved $400.
Yeah.
It's like an hour and a 2-hour flight. We're like, cool.
Why are you you know what I mean? Why are you paying the premium?
Yeah.
I don't understand that. So I wouldn't pay Giannis price for Jaylen Brown, but also I don't think that the Bucks can or the Celtics can just send Jaylen Brown. And I'm not saying it's going to be a straight 1-for-1 swap, but if the deciding factor is whether or not you include Hugo Gonzalez in a deal, bro, what are we doing here? What are we doing? I like Hugo. I had him at Hoop Summit, but
are you sure you do? You just called him out.
But no, I'm just saying that can't be the thing. It's the same thing with the Heat. We can't include Pelle Larsson. It's like,
who?
Well, then shut up.
I've never heard of that person.
But at Arizona.
Okay.
Pelle, don't get me wrong. Pelle's a good player, but he's a Jag.
Okay.
Just another guy.
Okay.
Totally fine. Nothing against him. But when you're talking about trading for a top 20 player of all time who's going to average 27 and 12, I need you to shut up.
You probably got to pay what it costs.
Yeah, you pay the freight. This is the Dame trade all over again. You're going to take the offer and you're going to be happy about it. No, or we just don't.
Yeah.
You just don't.
I wonder how much Milwaukee learned from that too, of saying hey, we got Damian Lillard. People didn't expect us to get him because we had the best package. I wonder if they learned that as well, being on the reverse side of we are now in the Dame side, so let's make sure that we get the best thing that's offered, and that's Leo Messi with a goal, standing at the top of the box with nobody around him.
Ooh, buddy.
You're just going to let him slot that in. Okay. All right.
Good luck with that.
Argentina up 1-0 in the 39th minute over Austria. Leo Messi, now the record-holding goal scorer in World Cup history, passes Miroslav Klose.
It's a fun name to say.
One of the great Germans who never won a World Cup. He was so good for them. Yeah, because I think his last World Cup maybe 2010, and they won it in 14.
Yeah.
They lost an 0-2 to Brazil. Famous game.
Oof.
On the text line, could all this talk with the Heat and Celtics be a smokescreen to allow Portland to sell this for Portland?
I mean, knowing how Joe Cronin has operated in his time as general manager, he doesn't want things out in the open. The things that you're hearing about coming out of Portland, that's Tom Dundon. Like, Joe wants to operate quietly. Mm-hmm. Like the Milwaukee deal.
It was very quiet.
And again, Anthony to Boston.
As a fan, I wasn't, full-time here doing this. I'm more of a baseball guy at the time. I thought Milwaukee was out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. And I thought even Ant Simons being traded, period, I thought was a little out of nowhere.
It was. And that's the thing is, like, Joe likes to operate quietly. So if something were happening there, I wouldn't be shocked, but I don't think that they're going down that path.
You got to put your money on it 10 toes down.
Boston.
Where does Giannis land? Boston? Mm-hmm. And Jalen stays in Milwaukee?
I think so.
Third team facilitating Detroit Pistons?
No. Just one-to-one team.
Oh, okay.
Because the only reason
money is similar.
Yeah, the only reason Detroit would be facilitating is if it's a Miami deal because they want Hero.
Because they want Hero, yeah.
Yeah.
Hero would be a nice piece for Detroit.
Oh, no, 100%.
To be honest.
Yeah.
We laugh and joke and bitch and moan about not wanting Tyler Hero here, but I think Hero on Detroit would be very good.
Yeah, well, I mean,
they could use a shooter.
Miami, if you're interested in dealing Tyler Hero, deal him to Detroit for what they're willing to give you. Isaiah Stewart, Duncan Robinson.
If Tyler Hero is so great, why are you trading him in the first place?
Why is he on the table for literally everyone?
I will die on this hill. If you think Tyler Hero is so great, why is he involved in every trade you try to make?
I mean, I can tell you this: he's tired of it.
The Heat are going for Michael Jordan, and Tyler Hero is on the board.
Mm-hmm. Bam Adebayo can't be in the deal.
Can't be in the deal. No. Tyler is a better player than Bam, which is why we think he seals the deal.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
Unbelievable.
Put it on the board.
They're about to fight in this Argentina-Austria game.
We got at least a yellow out of it.
That guy, have you seen that guy's brace? Do you know why he has that brace on his face?
Broken jaw?
Because he has a broken jaw.
Mm-hmm. And out here running up and down. Look at the ref is telling the Argentina players, I calmed him down. Shut up.
Well, I wonder how we got the broken jaw.
Yeah. He didn't learn.
Talk S, get hit, one of those kind of things.
So
one of those kind of things.
It's fun. A little spicy little World Cup match. I'm here for it.
Oh, goodness. I don't know how this is going to go down. Does it happen before the draft?
Yes.
I think
to
so,
be honest,
too.
I think it happens by the end of the night.
Okay.
I don't think they want to go into tomorrow and not have the capability or ability to make some changes around. Because if they deal with Boston, they're going to end up getting the number 27 pick, and they're probably going to want to try to package some things up and move up at least a little bit.
Okay, well, we'll keep eyes on this. Our show's here till 1. If not, it's either Luke or Primetime.
Mm-hmm.
Let those guys bask in the glory.
And then we'll come back
on Wednesday. Would you like to talk Giannis and the draft? Coming up Wednesday, live on The Firm. A little leftover nugget from the Knicks and their NBA Finals championship. I want to ask the question a little bit more openly. How do championship teams grow to go on a repeat run? We'll do that next. That's Danny. I'm Patrick. 105.1 The Fan.
The new
Up here in hour number deuce, we'll get into USA as they continue marching on. We'll get back into some basketball, some Blazer as well. We'll talk coaches as there was a big move today in the association as Dallas gets their man, and boy, did I not see that coming. So we'll get to that in hour number deuce, but probably our last little leftover from the NBA Finals, unless it's draft related, to the New York Knicks and or the San Antonio Spurs. But I was thinking about this, Danny, and trying to, when you look at the New York Knicks, for example, and I would argue even OKC last year, you're looking at, and maybe even the Giannis Bucks team that won, you're looking at a starting five that is pretty great. You know, they're all together. They seem to play off each other really well. You have some weaknesses, but they weren't super exposed in the finals. You know, talking defensively from Cat, for example. Chris Middleton's age fell off a cliff for the Bucks.
Well, yeah, physically he just fell apart.
Chet Holmgren disappears against the Spurs. So I'm kind of curious if you're the Knicks, Danny, or just a team who's won the NBA Finals, how can you go about rebuilding? Because sometimes you're in a situation where, look, the Oklahoma City Thunder win a championship and 3 guys get max deals. Like, your money gets tight. Mm-hmm. Obviously, you always want to improve your bench. If you have a wink-link starter, you're going to want to try to replace that. The Knicks don't have that. Is it just finding more bench pieces? Is it that easy, simple?
No, because they have no money. I mean, they may not even be able to keep Landry Shamet. So this is what, 8 straight champions that are different. And that was before the new CBA took hold, right? Mm-hmm. It's going to be really hard. And that's why you have a team like Oklahoma City or a team like San Antonio where you're like, when your best players are young and you have to capitalize, the Thunder are going to have to make a choice. They traded away Aaron Wiggins, and their tax bill went from $213 million to $151.
Oof.
So they saved,
that's a big jump.
They saved $61 million because they traded him into Atlanta's traded player exception, a TPE, and didn't take anything back with it. So they didn't take back any money. And now they're also looking at potentially trying to put their 2 first-round picks together to move up and get 1. There's a lot of talk about them trying to move up with Dallas.
Well, that's all that capital they got out of Paul George. Back to your point earlier, that's why they made the deal, for the future run.
Mm-hmm. And so what you do is, instead of trying to carry multiple guys, or if you just want to go get one guy in the draft, if there's a guy at 9 that you really like, now I think there's going to be a run on guards there, which is why Dallas is like, we certainly need a point guard. And
5 to 10 could be guards.
Yes. But if OKC goes in there and you get OKC's pick, which is what, 12 and 17, I think is what it is. God, I should have had this up. The fallout from that is you could see a guy. Yeah, so they've got 12 and 17. So if Oklahoma City gives Dallas 12 and 17 to move up to 9, which is about right. That's about right. If anything, I'd say it's probably slightly under what it should be. Maybe they toss in 2 seconds on top of that, in which they can.
Mean nothing.
But you got to think of it like a point scale. Like if the first pick is 10,000 points, the second pick is 9,500. Like think of it like that. There's a point scale that kind of goes along with that. And 12 and 17 is probably just, I would imagine off the top of my head, just under based on historical drafts. But they can do that, and while they would pay the higher salary slot for picking at 9, they don't have to worry about the roster crunch because right now they don't have the space. Like their roster's full with guaranteed guys. Mm-hmm. So, and I don't know how many more guys they can trade away, into TPEs and not take anything back.
That was the next question I was going to ask. Like, how do you get into a world where you decide who doesn't fit the future? Like Mitchell Robinson, for example, ups, downs, high highs, low lows. In the finals and their entire path. Look, the Knicks steamrolled their way to a title, and that kind of puts blinders on when you see a guy like Mitchell Robinson.
Well, and everything comes together for you, but also Mitch means everything to them culturally, though, too.
Right.
So that there's added incentives for that. And again, I don't think that, I've seen Knicks fans, because they already have, the who's going to win the title next year type thing, and I think they came in, 3rd or 4th in the East. It's like, yeah.
Sounds about right.
That sounds about right. I don't think you're this all-time team. Now, if you go out and you do it, tell everybody to shut up.
What do we say all the time? 2 things can be true. Are the Knicks one of the great NBA Finals winning teams? I don't think so. Did they go on an all-time historic run?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. That's the hottest I've seen a team play throughout the playoffs. Since Michael, maybe?
I would say the Pacers would have been that last year.
Okay.
The Pacers would have been that last year. Nobody expected them to get there.
Oh, definitely not me.
So,
and I'm a Pacer honk.
Like, had they been able to pull it off, I think you could have said that. But yeah, no, I think they had one of the best postseason runs we've ever seen, particularly in the modern era.
How dangerous is it to just run it back?
I mean,
Which might be what the Knicks do.
Yeah,
OKC kind of did that last year. They got Jared McCain at the deadline, and maybe that's something the Knicks look at, that maybe we do run it back, quote unquote, but be extremely aggressive at the deadline.
If with whatever you got, if to kind of address whatever you need. But also there's so much luck that goes into this. I think it's more dangerous to make a wholesale change if you're the Knicks, because like Karl Anthony Towns in his play through the first 3 rounds is what kind of got you there. Like, let's not forget, Brunson was not good in the finals until Game 5.
Especially from an efficiency
standpoint.
standpoint.
He wasn't. Now, Game 5, he was unbelievable. But beyond that,
and the Knicks on a whole were unbelievable in fourth quarters.
Yes, and Karl Anthony Towns is a huge part of that. Like, that's the guy you probably look at moving financially, because I guess if you want to add McHale into that, but you're not moving OG because of positional versatility. You're not moving Josh Hart. Like,
Jalen is the new. You're about to pay Jalen Brunson
and again,
$275
are you going to break
million.
up the Nova boys? So
how does that ripple in the locker room?
And so you're looking at Cat, but Cat's kind of the thing that helps stir that drink, because he's a stretch 5 that puts a ton of pressure on a guy like Victor Wembanyama and doesn't allow him to stay into the paint.
You talked about this with Mitchell Robinson too. When you see post videos like in the parade or interviews and convos with that squad afterwards, Cat seems to mean a lot culturally too, which I think is great for Cat. And this is something I root for with Julius Randle as well. Karl Anthony Towns has always been a guy that's always available at the deadline, always available if you want a big star. No one ever really believed in him, didn't feel like he ever really had a home in Minnesota. And he got to New York, and the second he got to New York, they did the same thing to him. How do we get Giannis? Well, you get Cat. And everyone's like, nobody wants Cat. And now he's become so important to them.
He's become synonymous to them.
Yep.
I
mean, he's almost on the same level as Jalen Brunson for Knicks fans. From
Nah,
what I see.
Not quite.
No, not quite, but I mean, they are obsessed with him.
No, sure.
There will be more Karl Anthony Towns jerseys in the Garden next year than ever before.
Oh, for sure. And the thing about this is like, this is going to sound like I'm taking away from the Knicks, and I'm not. When you have a run like this, so much of it's luck. I mean, the Heat are another one, coming out of the bubble and doing what they did.
Jimmy went on fire.
But they ran out of gas. And that's just the reality. Is most of the time, with the Pacers, Hallie's Achilles goes. Like, it's just, there's luck and there's not having luck. There's bad luck, right? And so, are the Knicks a good team? Yes, they're a very good team. But I don't think you're going to look at them and go, I mean, that's a potential to repeat. Like, we're not, especially the way the CBA is now, we're not going to get the Warriors anymore.
You don't think Dynasty's this 8 champions in 8 years things continue?
I think it's going to continue. Now,
someone might come back in and grab
the Thunder,
one.
the Spurs. That's what's going to matter, is how you structure and when you structure. Like that's the thing about OKC. They're going to get hit with a massive tax bill, and they're going to go after it because they're in a title window right now. But don't be surprised after next year if one of Jalen or Chet gets moved, because it's not just the tax bill. It's the ramifications that come with staying above that second apron for that long. You start losing draft capital. Like, it gets very punitive. And so you have to, and here's the thing for the Knicks or any title winner, just because you don't necessarily want to change doesn't mean you're not at least exploring it. You have to explore it. The Celtics had to explore it. They had to move Drew. They had to move somebody in order to make it make sense for them.
How meaningful are draft picks for a team that are coming off a title like the Knicks? Because they have, I believe, 2 picks in the second, or they have the 24th pick, and then they have the first pick in the second round.
I mean, if you hit on somebody, it's huge. If you hit on somebody, it's huge. That's what it comes down to. You're just hoping, and that's the thing, is the needle moves depending on where you're at. Like, are you willing to, if you're picking 24th in a draft and you're a team that just won a title, are you looking to get a project, or are you looking to get somebody to impact right away? It's the NFL. Take the Packers. They take a quarterback instead of a wide receiver because they're like, we want to keep this thing going. Or you take a look at the Rams recently. They went and got the quarterback instead of going and getting a wide receiver. It's all depends on how you're trying to look at things. My personal ethos is, if you're in a title window, keep going in the title window. You don't know when those things are going to come back around. So
the timing is an interesting thing too, because when you look at somebody like San Antonio, for example, they're in a little different situation than the Thunder, because Wemby will come up for his max contract. Then you'll get another season until Steph Castle comes up for his
then a
max
season
contract.
after that, you get Dylan
Then a
Harper.
season after that, you get Dylan Harper.
But you do have a little bit of a stagger.
And that's got to be a huge benefit.
Which
to
is
where-
why the new draft lottery says you can't pick top 5 outside of back-to-back years.
to where the Knicks have that problem because all those guys, I don't know their contracts, but it might be a little hyperbole. All those guys are ready to get paid now.
Yep.
And that puts you
Well, the
in a
Knicks
tough
guys
spot.
are all getting paid, and the Oklahoma City guys are getting paid.
See, there you go. And now you see what Oklahoma City struggles with, although they still have that capital. So if you move a J-Dub, if you move
And
a
you do
Chet,
have a bunch of other guys. That's the thing is the questions. It's not about J-Dub or Chet right now. It's about Isaiah Hartenstein. It's about Lou Dort. It's about Cason Wallace. and
Again,
whether
they
or not
just
you're gonna
moved
pay him.
Aaron Wiggins for 2 second-round
Yeah.
picks. So, I mean, that's a guy that averaged 6 points last year?
Yeah, well, I mean, he played 8 minutes a game in the playoffs. But
12,
you put him on
12 points in your championship run?
You put him on another team with more wiggle room. Like a perfect example is like Nickeil Alexander-Walker leaving Minnesota, going to Atlanta. Nah ended up being a heck of a player for Atlanta. Like he's a real part of like what they're building. Like it's Jalen Johnson, but Nah and Dyson Daniels, like those two guys at the spearhead of your defensive attack are like. That's what they are. Like it makes a ton of sense for them, which is why you hear them. A team that's out there that's trying to get things done in the trade market. They re-signed CJ McCollum to a 1-year deal because they're like, hey, you know what'd be nice? Having a guy who we know we can get 20 off the bench if we want to.
Atlanta's a sleeping giant right
They
now.
are. That's the thing. It's like
We knew this. You and I weren't working together, but we knew this the second they traded Derek Queen.
well, yeah. I mean, there was
After that, it was like, Atlanta's got a real chance to do something.
so.
When we come back, let's get into the little bit of World Cup action as the USA continues marching on. Our number deuce is next on Portland Sports Leader 105.1 The Fan.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Michigan basketball coach Dusty May is finalizing a deal to take the head coaching job for the Dallas Mavericks. May led Michigan to a 64-13 record over 2 seasons, leading them to a national title in 2026 as he will become the first college head coach to take an NBA position since John Beilein took a job with the Cavs in 2019. And according to Adam Schefter, Michigan is currently working toward hiring Mike Boynton Jr. as the interim head coach. Some more NBA news for you as the Atlanta Hawks are finalizing a deal to acquire guard Aaron Wiggins from the Oklahoma City Thunder for 2 second-round picks. Wiggins averaged 12 points and 4 rebounds, playing a key role in the Thunder's championship squad in 2024 and 25, but only made 21 starts this past season. Over to the World Cup as we have 4 group stage matches for you today. Lionel Messi, he became the all-time leading goal scorer in men's FIFA World Cup history as Argentina now leads 1-0 over Austria. At 2 p.m., Kylian Mbappe and France will take on Iraq. At 5 p.m., Senegal and Norway will go head-to-head. And wrapping up our slate of World Cup matches today is Jordan taking on Algeria at 8 p.m. And finally, some NFL news for you if you missed it over the weekend, as the Tennessee Titans have reached an agreement with defensive tackle Jeffrey Simmons on a 3-year, $100 million extension. Simmons posted a career high in sacks last season with 11 while leading all NFL interior defensive linemen in solo tackles, TFLs, sacks, and QB pressures. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of the firm of Harris.
Number Deuce here. If you're missing the first hour, you can download that on the Fan Podcast, 1051thefan.com, the Odyssey app, wherever you get your podcasts. If you missed the Sunrise Guys this morning, you can go back and check that out wherever you get it, including over on the YouTubes. If you can't catch Luke or Primetime tonight, you can catch those on the Fan Sports Network, Podcast Love, wherever you get it. We're everywhere, baby. This hour we'll get to some coaching news in the NBA, including the Blazers search and what the hell has taken so long. We'll ask that question. And Web Gems as well. But Danny?
Yes.
You're welcome, USA.
The United States of America, Estados Unidos, as I have affectionately started calling them permanently now, have won their second game of Group D in the World Cup and have...
in stellar fashion.
And have clinched the group. They are moving on to the next round. They will play Turkey
Pack it up
on Thursday.
Bring out the B team.
A very, very, very fun game last Friday. I was very excited to have the day off because that game was at noon. I was with some friends, went to a local spot in downtown Vancouver. Great showing, good atmosphere in there. The looks on TV, man, I knew that Seattle game was a game I really wanted to go to. Mm-hmm. Did you see the crowd shots, dude? That place looked epic.
Also, we're in, right? Country Roads?
Gotta be.
Country Roads.
Gotta be. Look, I'm not the biggest John Denver guy. Every time I think of John Denver,
it doesn't matter.
I think of Farva in Super Troopers.
Sure.
Sunshine on my shoulders.
Yeah.
John Denver. But it's kind of a banger song.
Dude, I mean, look. Watch Morgantown, West Virginia. When all of Morgantown, West Virginia is out there for that just absolute, just diabolical building the Mountaineers play in. And you hear Country Roads being belted out. Certain songs just carry. Mm-hmm. Certain songs just carry, man, and like that carries.
Did you know that John Denver had never been to West Virginia when he wrote that song?
Perfect. Perfect.
The United States defeats Australia 2-0, an own goal from Australia, but that baby was going in no matter what. At some point, they were peppering that box pretty hard. Freeman with a second goal, and they finish up 2-0. And look, I'll make it real simple here. I'm as pro-USA as possible. I promise you that. I know the Sunrise guys this morning were giving me some grief for having my opinions, but that's why they are my opinions. Look, I've been really impressed with Team America. That defense has not been the suspect defense that has concerned me. We'll see what happens when they play teams with a larger talent pool. But it's looked good, and the offense has been creative and dynamic and in different places, and the passion and energy this team is playing with is fantastic. It helps being in front of a home crowd, but I think all these guys have bought into it. And look, Christian doesn't play, and Pepe goes in. I thought Pepe was okay. I kind of wanted a little more from him, but this team is kind of adapting and evolving. You know what it reminds me
They've got some stuff to them.
It reminds me a little bit of like the Spurs. Like this team is growing in front of our eyes. And they asked the question this morning, and I was talking with Brandon Hinson about this. I do firmly believe that the floor for the United States is the round of 16, but I also think the ceiling is the round of 16 as well. I just think when this team rolls into a top 10 team in FIFA rankings of France and England, Argentina.
They did roll them up into the world rankings. They rolled up into 9 according to ESPN and all their guys. Look, they didn't just slap Uruguay around. They also went out there and they slapped Australia around. And honestly,
You mean Paraguay?
Paraguay. I'm sorry, not Uruguay. But they also that 90th minute scuffle. They've got some stuff to them now. Too many guys picked up yellows. Too many guys picked up yellows, including your center back. Wasn't thrilled to see that. But you didn't play Christian, and you had other guys. Flo looked
great.
Great. Shout out Anchor Citizenship because dude, to have a dyed in the wool poacher is just something the U.S. hasn't had.
Maybe Josie was the last one. Altidore, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably Brian McBride.
It's been a long time. Who can also create some magic with that foot. Like, that's the thing. It's like there is just like, for a long time, I think poacher goal scorers, like, oh, he's just in the right place at the right time. He's like, yeah, that's the point. That's like, but he also has some stuff to him. And like that, and the thing I was wondering about coming into that match is like, who's going to be the threat? Well, Freeman decided to push forward a ton, which I thought he had a lot of overlapping runs, which that gets dangerous when you're running 3 back. If you're going to push him out wide and basically go into more of a wing set and then have somebody else drop in, your communication and your trust has to be very good.
And I thought that was a really smart move by Pochettino and the guys. Look, Australia plays with a back 5. You know why they play with a back 5? Because Australia is, I guess they're the 27th ranked team in the nation. They do not, in the world, they do not have that outright goal scorer, so they pack that box up in the back.
And they counterattack and spring.
And USA found the way to just kind of pepper that ball, toss it in, go aerial, and see what happens.
Push guys out wide.
And that's how they were able to do it. And if you look at this back line of Australia, the 5 of them, 4 of them got yellows, and the guy who didn't gave up the own goal.
Yep.
You're like, that's Serginho Dest coming forward on the right, and I think Antony on the left. They're kind of defensive midfielders that push forward. They have been excellent. Tyler Adams is my guy. He's been great as well. I'd like to see a little more flow, a little more freestyle from maybe Weston McKennie a little bit, probably. But the offensive options are kind of at a plethora, and USA looks good. And I don't want to get ahead of myself. That's why I'm probably a little pessimistic Patty over here when it comes to Team USA. It's growing.
They look the part.
They do look the part.
And when we had Rob Stone on, the question I asked him was like, can the aggressiveness, can that be a style that is not just emulative of this team, but of Team USA?
Yeah, that's the question is a lot of these coaches, they understand the culture. I mean, no foreign coach has ever won the World Cup. They are all...
Poch came in and said, your culture sucks.
Basically...
Do you want to play? Because we're not going to sit here and pussyfoot around and just do and play this counterattacking nonsense. Do you want to be a world-class superpower in soccer, or do you want to just kind of hang on? Because in order to be that, you got to play aggressive. You got to play like you belong. And this whole idea of that we're just going to accept whatever we get, that's not how we're going to work here.
Yeah, maybe that's the best way to have approached it. And maybe that's the credit Pochettino deserves, and that's what whoever takes over for him afterwards is going to have to
That's what you're inheriting.
I think for so long we have run this narrative. We are guilty of this, and media as a collective are guilty of this. We talk about the LeBron Jameses, the Michael Phelpses, the ridiculous athletes that have come through American sports systems that aren't choosing soccer. They're choosing the NFL. Like Myles Garrett is playing in the NFL instead of soccer, and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is playing basketball. I know he's Canadian. That was a bad example.
But to your
Dylan
point,
Harper chooses to play basketball instead of playing soccer, and we've always kind of had this, that's why soccer won't be that great, and the American players are like, I got this chip on my shoulder because you don't believe in me. Maybe Poch has found something that it's time to let that go. I mean,
also the talent.
Almost all of our players play in Europe. That's the next level.
Flo is a leading goal scorer for Monaco.
Yes.
Like that is a great club. That is historically great club.
Anthony Robinson plays for Fulham and is one of their best players. Okay, Tyler Adams.
Pulisic is a world-class winger.
On AC Milan, yeah.
Like
Weston McKennie used to play with Cristiano Ronaldo at Juventus.
Yeah. It matters that the talents. Now, the rest of the world is also cranking out more and more talent. You know, the U.S. is not getting any Yamin Lamals anytime soon, but you can build something out. This
texter, Poch is the best coach the U.S. has ever had. Dest on the winger has been great. The change in formation with Pulisic out was great, and we're watching guys that have the talent and belief.
Yeah.
And when you get into a World Cup, sometimes all it takes is a little bit of belief. I didn't think Argentina 4 years ago was that great of a squad, but they all rallied behind their guy and said, we're going on a run.
And by the way, he's getting dump trucked right now.
That's the way to it, man.
The Austrians are making sure Leo Messi hits the ground as frequently as possible right now.
Oh, I'm so sorry, buddy. I didn't mean to push you down.
I didn't see you there. All 5'4" of you.
We'll talk more about this USA matchup as they'll take on Turkey on Thursday. We'll talk about that later on in the week. I'm efforting to get another pretty big guest. We'll see how it goes, fingers crossed. But now you walk into a third game and you kind of get to play a little bit with house money.
I mean, you're definitely Christian's not playing.
Anybody on a yellow
Not
sits
playing. Yep.
because you don't want them to pick up a second yellow and miss the round of 32.
Honestly, the only guy in the 11 who I want out there is your keeper. That's the only guy that I'm like, you just want to keep the flow going. That's the only guy I think you're playing.
Dare I say this? If it's the 70th minute and he's been cleared, I'd put Christian out there.
Just to see if he's fit.
I'd give him some time.
I mean, you do have five.
Fresh.
You do have 5 subs. That's the thing.
I would just keep him fresh, but I think let's see who.
But it's also what injury is it?
It's the calf.
So
Flo got a yellow card. Richards, Robinson, they both got yellow cards in the Australian.
None of those guys are playing.
None of those guys are playing. I believe Tyler Adams is on a yellow as well.
He got that in the first game though.
So I would sit those guys, but
Yeah.
guys like McKennie and Dest and Tim Ream, they're used to playing 90.
Yeah.
And some guys you don't want to mess with that. I saw this in Liverpool last year, and I watched the Egypt game last night, and Mo Salah still has got it. That guy plays 90. And some players have said in the past, like, what's my training? What keeps me fit is playing 90 minutes. So that'll be the challenge for Poch looking at the Turkey game on Thursday.
Also, Turkey's very salty right now. I would not put anybody out there.
That Turkey team.
Yeah.
Those poor guys. Do you see Almiron for Paraguay? This is his World Cup this year. He got a yellow against the USA for simulation, for diving in the box. Because remember, that was on Tim Ream.
Yep.
They looked at it and they were like, not on you. It's on you. Then he went up to the a Turkish player, covered his mouth
and got tossed.
and said something because that's a rule. You can't cover your mouth. Because
Here's the funny thing. You can say the thing.
yeah, if nobody
Just don't
hears
cover
you,
it.
yeah.
No. Just don't cover it.
Well, the thing is they assume that if you're covering your mouth, it's
It's
because you're
racial.
saying something racist. It's the whole Vinny Jr. thing
Yeah.
at Real Madrid.
You can call a guy a bleep and a bleep
Yeah,
all you want.
yeah.
You're not going to get run for that. But if you cover, nope.
Because if you cover, they assume you're saying your mother and sister are Algerian prostitutes, like that dude did against Saddam.
Oops.
Oh, boy. A yellow and a red.
See you later.
And you're going home. USA defeats Australia 2-0. They have clinched their way into the round of 32. They will take on Turkey on Thursday. We'll circle back in the coming days. Let's get back into a little basketball, all right? Dallas has found their man, too much of a surprise of me. This is Portland Sports Leader 105.1, The Fan.
The Fan Golf.
Well, the 12th annual Fan Golf Classic presented by Toyota is sold out. The foursomes in this year's tournament at Langdon Farms Golf Club, they went in record time. If you missed out, you can join in on the party next year, but get in on it early. We want to say thank you to our friends that made this year's tournament possible. Victor Rico's Breakfast Burritos pre-round, Matt's Barbecue, feeding the golfers post-round. All of us will be at the infamous sixth hole, the Angels Envy Bourbon. We'll be there all day tomorrow to hang out with you. If you want me to take a bad shot for you, we'll give it a shot. And if you make fun of me, I promise you I will come up with better zingers for myself than you will. The Fan Golf Classic, presented by Toyota, is also brought to you by our wonderful friends at Vulcan Design and Construction, Henderson and Daughter Windows and Doors, George McCoy at Warren Allen Attorneys at Law, Battery Exchange, Maestro Dobel Tequila, Laurelhurst Market Steakhouse and Butcher Shop, Philbrook Law, 1-800-DIVORCE, Roto-Rooter, Illegal Mezcal, Pub Beer, Cheap Fun, Apex Golf Club, and Window Nation. We will see you all tomorrow.
I don't have followers, I have believers.
Honron page, honron page.
That is my new favorite drop. It's Zlatan.
I don't have followers, I have believers.
I have believers.
Rebecca Lowe asked him yesterday, she goes, Zlatan, you have all these followers. Why don't you share them with us? I don't have followers. I have believers. It's the most Zlatan thing in the world.
Have you seen all the videos of him and Henri?
It is
in the
incredible.
commercials? Look, Thierry Henry, his touch is unbelievable. Zlatan's 4 or 5 inches taller and 30 pounds heavier, and has twice the touch of Henri, and Henri's unbelievable. Mm-hmm. Zlatan might be. He is. Zlatan is the Rasheed Wallace of soccer. Might be one of the most talented players to literally ever play the game.
Yeah.
It's not that he didn't care. I just don't think he cared in the spots that mattered the most at certain times.
He's got 6 Serie A titles.
Well, I know that. Again,
he's like a 12-time Swedish player of the year.
Dude. He's Jokic.
He is kind of Jokic.
Yeah, maybe that's a better example. Like, his talent is like to be that big and to have that much. Like, that's where, like, when people are like, no, Leo Messi's tiny, and I'm like, yeah, and Zlatan's huge, and look what he could do. Mm-hmm. Whenever they start actually getting, like, just in world soccer, when guys actually start choosing soccer over other sports, the guys that are 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", what happens? What happens when those guys start playing? I'm not even talking about the U.S. I'm just talking about the world. Mm-hmm. What happens when those freaks start, like, just like Joel Embiid was a soccer player until he became 7 foot tall. It just like, well, it looks like I'm playing basketball now. But it's like those guys, when they get out there and you see those, like we were talking in the break about a guy like Yaya Toure. Mm-hmm. Yaya's like 6'3", 6'4", and the stuff he could do was just something that nobody else on the pitch could do. And it's just so fun to watch those guys kind of stand out among the crowd and go, oh, that's different. It's different. It's fun.
It is.
Sorry,
no, you're good. I'm just smiling. I'm just enjoying footy.
I'm waxing poetically about very large soccer players.
That's okay.
It's the fun part.
I do like the finesse that Thierry Henry still has.
Oh no, don't get me wrong.
Such a smooth.
It's so smooth.
He's smooth, good looking. He speaks with that very eloquent French accent. I got a big man crush on Thierry Henry.
But then you watch Zlatan handle the ball and you go,
all right, that guy's still got it too.
Wow.
The Dallas Mavericks have hired Dusty May to be their new head coach, leaving Michigan after winning a national title. I did not see this coming, Danny. I knew that people were going after Dusty
told
May.
you last week they were pushing hard for it.
Kind of like, can they get Danny Hurley out of UConn sort of thing.
But see, it got real quiet though. That was the
scary
tell.
part. I don't think Danny Hurley's ever going to leave UConn.
I think he will eventually.
Okay,
I think he will.
But I don't think he is anytime soon.
I think he'll patino it. I think he'll do the one. I think like because you look around like a guy like Self who never did it. It's just like, do you do it? Do you make that like
Roy never did it? Kay never did it.
Yep. It's like, and again, I'm not like guaranteeing that Hurley will, but I think he has that itch to like, I've done this here, and I've won multiple. I need to it's a Harbaugh. That's what it reminds me of. It's like I need to show that I can do this on every single level.
Yeah, and I thought Dusty May, maybe in the future, but I thought, he's got Michigan rolling.
But what did he do?
What do you mean?
He won a title.
He won a title. Yeah, I just was curious if he would keep it going for a little bit longer. They're
Do you
willing
think
to pay.
He can go back?
Well, I know he can, but they're willing to pay. You can make the same amount of money in college as a coach as you can in the NBA.
Yes, but your ask is different. Your ask in college is a lot different. It's
Oh, you get to coach in the NBA.
Yes.
There's no doubt about that. Coaching, it's like I always said this about bartending. 10% of bartending is making drinks. 90% is taking care of all you jerks in front of me. That's the job.
You don't get me wrong.
And in college, it's kind of that as well. It's
Yes.
10% coaching. You lean on your assistants a lot.
And their turnover is so drastic. And again, let's not forget, he was losing a Daymara, Morris Johnson, and Yaxel Lindeberg. Now, they were bringing guys in, and they were looking good. But when you're going to Dallas, where you've got Masai Ujiri, you've got Mike Schmitz, you've got Cooper Flagg.
You got Kyrie Irving, too.
I'm not just saying, like,
the future,
the blocks of what you're building out make a lot of sense, don't they?
They do. And if you're Dusty May, we'll get to the Michigan aspect here in a second. If you're Dusty May, bro, 4 years ago, you were at FAU. You took him to a Final Four. You land the Michigan job. You get a natty. Bye.
I mean, Final Four at FAU, national title at Michigan. Seems like
That's a pretty quick ascension.
But it also shows he did it at the small place, he did it at the big place. Like, this is Dusty May can coach.
That's the next question I was going to ask. Because college is so much more difficult in terms of recruiting, NIL,
all the things that go around it,
turnover, all that stuff that go with it. Is Dusty May a great coach? We saw his assistants now down in Corvallis. So how much of this is your assistants? When do you actually get to coach? I would argue if you go from FAU Final Four to Michigan Natty, you can probably coach. It'll be interesting to see how it relates to the NBA. But to your point about Dallas being a great fit, they're building this thing. So who's coming in? Young players. And Dusty May was right there with young players. And all these guys that are going to be on the Dallas Mavericks in the next 4 to 5 years alongside Cooper
he understands
Flagg,
them.
all watch Dusty May go to the Final Four and win a title.
And think about this. Right now, the Dallas Mavericks are picking 9th in the NBA draft, and if they trade with the Dallas Mavericks and get 12 and 17, guess where Daymara, Morris Johnson, and Yaxel Lindeberg are
Somebody's
all
going to Dallas. Somebody's going to
Don't
Dallas.
be surprised to see one of those guys end up in Dallas. Now, if they stay at 9, I think they're going to go guard, but if they do trade back, wouldn't surprise me one bit to see one of those guys there.
I'm curious what it does to Michigan. Did I see they named their successor? It's Boynton.
Yeah,
Boynton Jr.
Boynton Jr. He's gonna get the job. It'll be curious to see because that's always the question too. Is some coaches leave programs and it can decimate you. Look at Hubie Davis at North Carolina. He big shoes to fill, obviously with Roy.
Sure.
But he never really I think he did get to a national title, but we don't think that was really Hubie doing it. So it can be
not
tough,
his guys.
It can be tough shoes to follow. But I think Michigan has the infrastructure to keep it
we know
going.
what Michigan's infrastructure is.
Money.
Like
Lots of it.
money, dedication, everybody in lockstep across programs. Like we know what that is. So even if the coaching hire doesn't turn out to be great, I don't think they're going to sit on it. Let's say this is a down year for them, and by down I mean they're third in the Big Ten.
Michigan.
Yeah. Do you think that there's a shortage of coaches who would want to go to Michigan? The answer is no. It's one of the 3 best jobs in college basketball right now.
Just because of the money?
It's money.
Because it doesn't have the stature. It's not Kentucky, Kansas, Duke, North Carolina.
Kentucky's not up there anymore. Neither's North Carolina.
Well, they got titles, though. They're blue bloods.
But it's a different era. I'll ask
Fair
you,
point.
I'll ask you
Different
this right
era.
now. Is Indiana a football coaching job or Auburn? It's Indiana.
It's Indiana.
It's
Indiana.
That part of it doesn't matter as much now. It's just
Fair
the reality.
point.
Look,
Yeah.
I'm a USC
You can
guy.
win anywhere.
We got more of them things than damn near everyone. It's still, don't get me wrong, it's still a great job, but it's not the best job.
Dusty May did take FAU to a Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
It does happen. On the YouTubes right here, imagine having a head coach. That must be nice. We'll go there next. There's Casey with sports.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Michigan basketball coach Dusty May is finalizing a deal to take the head coaching job for the Dallas Mavericks. May led Michigan to a 64-13 record over 2 seasons, leading them to a national title in 2026, as he will become the first college coach to take an NBA position since John Bailey took a job with the Cavs in 2019. According to Adam Schefter, Michigan is currently working toward hiring Mike Boynton Jr. as the interim head coach. Some more NBA news for you as the Atlanta Hawks are finalizing a deal to acquire guard Aaron Wiggins from the Oklahoma City Thunder for 2 second-round picks. Wiggins averaged 12 points and 4 rebounds, playing a key role in the Thunder's championship squad in 2024-25, but only made 21 starts this past season. Over to the World Cup, as we have 4 group stage matches for you today, as Lionel Messi, he just became the men's all-time FIFA World Cup scorer, as Argentina currently leads 1-0 over Australia, as that match is currently in the 66th minute. At 2 p.m., Kylian Mbappe and France will take on Iraq. At 5 p.m., Senegal and Norway will go head-to-head. And wrapping up our slate of World Cup matches today is Jordan taking on Algeria at 8 p.m. And finally, some NFL news for you if you missed it over the weekend, as the Tennessee Titans have reached an agreement with defensive tackle Jeffrey Simmons on a 3-year, $100 million extension. Simmons posted a career high in sacks last season with 11, while leading all NFL interior defensive linemen in solo tackles, TFLs, sacks, and QB pressures. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The Fan is live on YouTube.
Web Jam's coming up next. Everybody's favorite. Send some love to the old Twitterverse in there, so stick around for that bad boy. But we're talking coaches, which means we must get to the Blazers and the fact that they still don't have a coach, but technically have a coach, and all that goes in line with that. Look, if you see the Dallas Mavericks sign Dusty May, and if you are a Blazer fan out there and you are saying to yourself, why can't we get Dusty? Blazers were never going after Dusty May.
Nor are they willing to pay what Dusty May was going to cost.
We do not. I have not seen the financials in Dallas. I imagine it is slightly below Steve Kerr. It's two numbers with millions behind it, correct? 10, 11, 12?
I would imagine it was quite a bit.
What did Danny Hurley get offered at L.A.? Do we remember that?
It's 10.
10? Does Dusty May get offered more?
No,
If 10 wasn't enough to pry Hurley out of college?
May's salary at Michigan was over 5. His buyout, I know, was 5.
Okay.
So beyond that, let's see where that goes. I would imagine he's around 8 to 10. That's the number that's been floated around.
Okay.
That's more than the 1.2 million that I've heard with the Blazers. So,
does this put Micah Nori, who was a finalist for the Dallas job as well, does this put him firmly in place for the Blazer gig?
No.
And why is that? You're my insider. You tell me.
I don't think it firmly places anybody because if you're Micah Nori, you no longer have any leverage.
Yeah.
Do you want the job or not? You know who loves to see this? Tom Dundon. If you're a coach, maybe that's what he's waiting for.
Yeah.
We're the last one. Take it or leave it.
Who wants it?
That doesn't scream aggressive to me, though.
It doesn't, which is a little surprising. But, I'm starting to feel like Tom Dundon and Joe Crun. Well, maybe not Joe, but I'm starting to feel that maybe the organization, I'll just say the organization.
There you go.
Maybe the organization doesn't value high-profile coaching right now the way other teams do. Because Dallas, they have decided.
Well, you think they're on track, ready to go?
No, but Dallas is like, we've got Cooper Flagg, who is, in terms of superstar future power leaders of the NBA, Wemby Light. Is that safe to say?
Yeah.
It's probably Wemby 1, Coop 2.
Yeah.
That we need to start building this thing now.
Sure.
To where the Blazers are probably closer in their window. I would definitely give them credit for that. But there isn't that foundational building block like a 19-year-old Cooper Flagg. This is no shot at like Denny or anybody
but you're also
on the
probably
Blazers.
5 years removed from that.
Do you think it's that far out for them?
Guys don't hit their primes until 24. And that's early. It's usually 26, 27 they hit their prime.
You're telling me Cooper Flagg's going to get better?
Yeah.
Should I hit the breaking sound?
A lot better. That's the terrifying thing. But no, in all seriousness, like, I'm going to give you a little bit of crap here.
Sure.
It sounds like you're carrying a little bit of something there for old Tommy D. Like, well, maybe it's just this.
You know what it is, Dan? You know what it is? It's very five toes. It's that I'm so exhausted of the Tom Dundon stuff that I'm just like, okay, whatever. That's kind of where it is. Honestly, it's complacency. Guilty as charged.
And that's the thing is, like, I shared with you, I talked to a couple agents this weekend, and not a single one of them had anything good to say about Tom Dundon. And I shared with you some of the things that they shared with me, and they're like, he's just got to learn on his own. Like, that's what this is fundamentally coming down to. And then one of them kind of laughed and was like, it's a new owner, dude. This is what you expect. Like, you know what this is. And I've been trying to tell everybody this. Like, but he knows. He did it in the NHL. There isn't a single damn person I have talked to in the entire league who is like, you know what, though? His NHL experience is really going to matter. It doesn't. Nobody, not a single person believes it matters in the league. They don't.
So, any idea on who this is going to be?
I mean, I would say it's pretty easy to say that Nori is your front runner. But does he want to take that job for that money? Can he leverage anything else out of this? I think that's what it comes down to. There's plenty of talk about them reopening the process if they got down to it, and they're like, well, if they reopen the process, it's because they're probably not really on board with somebody like Lashbrook, and Nori's not really excited to take that money.
Well, let's be Micah Nori for a second, okay? Let's be him for a second. Let's take a peek around the league. Now, there will always be something shocking, okay? Say if Cleveland bottoms out and doesn't make the playoffs next year, Kenny's gone.
Sure.
Okay, but
do you want to wait another year?
Well, what I'm saying, if you're Micah Nori, let's look at the potential job openings next year. Does the Sixers job open?
Probably.
There you go. Does the Toronto job open?
No, not right now. They love Darko.
Cleveland, maybe.
Cleveland's a maybe.
Philadelphia,
maybe. Lakers job's not opening up.
Chicago just hired theirs. Brooklyn loves theirs. Washington loves theirs. Indiana loves theirs. Carlisle ain't going anywhere. To the West, could Denver look for a new coach?
No, they just got theirs without one.
Houston?
That could.
He wears out his welcome a lot. So
He's a great coach, but he definitely is an acquired taste.
I don't think Finchie's going anywhere in Minnesota.
Oh, God, no.
They like their situation in Phoenix. Does Ty Lue go to jail?
But do you want to be caught up in the post-aspiration part of that?
The Clippers job could be open. So if you're Micah Nori, is it worth waiting another year? Because if you still do well as an assistant this year, you'll be back in line next year.
If you wait out cycles, you do it enough times, you lose the heat.
You'll get passed.
You'll lose the heat. That's a real thing that happens. Because what ends up happening is, well, why did all the other teams pass on him? Why did they pass on him? Why did you well, I don't know.
I struggle this with the Timbers a little bit. There's some players that are like, they're really good players. And it's like, are they? Their other clubs wanted to get rid of them. And you kind of get that. It's like always a bridesmaid, never a bride.
You talk yourself into it. And I think the Blazers are probably going to have to talk themselves into a coach.
I saw.
And again, that's not a shot at Nori. Like, if Nori ends up taking this, I think Nori's going to be a good coach. Based on what I know, based on his background, based on the guys I've talked to. But I think there's still a lot of, anytime you have a first-time head coach, man, you're always going to have questions.
Yeah, to your point, Sean Hyken backs you up. Portland's now the only coaching opening left. Micah Nori was a finalist for Dallas and didn't get it, so he's only got one option left if he wants to be a head coach. Would expect they have a decision end of this week after they get through draft week trades, etc. That is Sean Hyken on Twitter.
Which is unfortunate because now your potential coach is not going to have any, say, feedback, anything on what you do or don't do over the next couple of days.
That's the thing that's puzzling me because for the longest time, we were hearing that this was going to get done before the draft. And now, since it's going to be post-draft, that tells me, and this is me spitballing, and we'll talk NBA draft in the Big Nooner, that tells me that the Blazers are going to be quiet when it comes to the draft.
Oh, to the actual draft itself?
The actual draft.
I think around the draft you could see them make some moves.
Yeah. Outside of the draft, that makes me think they're going to be quiet because if they don't need a coach for the draft, that tells me they're not drafting.
Well, I don't necessarily think it's a one-to-one correlation.
At least I would hope if you are drafting, you have a coach.
I don't think there's necessarily a correlation that you have to make there. But here's where I'll go back, and this is where people get mad. You hate Tom Dundon.
Well, you do.
Yeah, very much so. I just hate the guy so much. I want him to do poorly, and I want him to make my job more miserable. No, of course I don't want that. But all we have heard is like, he values winning, he values this, and he's going to be aggressive, and da-da-da-da. What has been done? You've had a job opening longer than literally everyone else. You've known what you were going to do since you took over.
Yeah.
And you've sat on your hands, and there's multiple reports out there around how you put it on hold to go watch your NHL team win a Stanley Cup. That's not aggressive. Aggressive is the Dallas Mavericks firing Jason Kidd 3 weeks ago, targeting Dusty May and saying, we're going to go get you.
And they did. We talked about this when Penn State fired James Franklin. You better have a plan. And Matt Campbell, who I think is a great coach, was playing.
And it might work out.
Was playing H, I, or J.
Yes, and the same thing with this might work out with Dundon. The same reason we don't excuse what Penn State did is the same reason I'm not excusing what the Blazers are doing right now. For all the people who are out there saying that you carry water for the Blazers, I'm sitting here saying they're not doing this process right.
Who's the guy in Dallas?
For who's running things?
Yeah.
Masai Ujiri and Mike Smith.
Ujiri, yeah. Ujiri knew if we're firing Kidd.
He got the job, and one of the first things he did was we're going to snuff out a power struggle.
And he got rid of Kidd, and he probably knew he had a phone conversation with Dusty May.
Well, he brought in Schmitz, and where did Schmitz come from?
I don't know.
The draft world. He was ESPN, Draft Express. Guess who he's been around for years?
College coaches.
Ding, 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 ding.
Mm-hmm. And it helps that May's ready to make that jump.
Yep. Relationships, understanding, having direction, knowing exactly what you want. Why? Because Masai Ujiri built a title-winning team. Now, Masai has overplayed his hands plenty of times. The not getting anything out of OG, not getting anything out of Kawhi. I mean, they did get a title. Not getting as much out of Pascal. Because you just sat around, and you overvalued your assets.
They thought they could run it back without Kawhi.
But I'm not even against that. But they did have a potential to do a trade with Kawhi. That sign and trade that would have netted them a ton and didn't do it because they thought they were going to keep Kawhi, which, oof.
It's silly.
Yes. But everything that comes along with that. But on the flip side is Masai Ujiri has done it before. And Dumont and the Adelsons have kind of stepped back after the Nico Harrison, and they're letting the basketball people, shocking, they're letting the basketball people make the basketball decisions. Weird how well that works.
Do you want to be the Blazer coach?
No.
I just want somebody.
No.
I just want somebody.
You have to pay me more than 1.2.
What's the Michael Clark Duncan line? I'm tired, boss.
I'm tired, boss.
That's how I feel. And that's why it is. Dude, you can give me grief all you want for being a water carrier. I don't think I am. I think that's what it is.
I'm busting
I know you are. But I'm tired, man.
Mm-hmm.
Just get me to September. Get me to October. Tell me who the coach is. Tell me who the roster is. If I could wake up tomorrow morning and have it all settled, I'd be fine. Even if nothing happens at this point, I just want the case closed.
And trust me, so do I, because then you can start putting things in place.
I'm about to be a crooked cop and arrest somebody who's not guilty.
Just like,
just get this over
I just need to feel something.
Web Gems is next. Everybody's favorite, 105.1 The Fan. All right, this is everybody's favorite Web Gems. Do it every single day at 11:45. Coming up next on the Big Nooner, we'll get back into a little Blazer conversation, more in terms of the Giannis kerfuffle that is going on. And if Giannis is out of the picture, then where do the Blazers go next? Some World Cup notes, catch up as well. Plus, we'll get into the NBA draft as we are off tomorrow.
And the Wizards did the thing.
The Wizards did the thing? Yeah, let me hit the thing. Let me hit the...
I still can't believe they did it.
Breaking news here. The Washington Wizards have re-signed Trae Young. 4 years, 112. Is that what I'm... 212. Goodness gracious.
It's a lot of Trae Young.
That is $50 million.
53 a year.
Whew, for Trae Young. You're ruining my Web Gems here, Trae.
Good luck with that.
Whew. Does that mean they are not taking Darren Peterson? We'll get to the NBA draft a little later, but I wonder if that means they've made their choice. Because why else would you need to do this before the draft?
No, you don't mean to lock up Trae. He's going to opt out of his deal. So,
yeah.
I mean, you can put Darren at the 2. You 100% can.
I just can. A little Steph Castle style.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's more ball handler than Steph Castle is.
But I mean, he's 6'6".
Yeah, he's
like
big.
He is built like SGA now. Like he's long, rangy, wiry, dumb long wingspan, crazy athletic. Like Darren Peterson can play the 1 or the 2. There's for me, I would love to have him as the 1, but if you're worried about him being the primary creator for others, the only issue there is like whether it's AJ or Darren, you're going to have to get Trae Young off the ball. Good luck with that.
Ugh. I just can't believe there's anybody out there that was willing to spend $50 for 4 years on Trae Young.
I mean, you got to pay somebody, but it's hard for me to look at them and think that they're going to pay both Trey and AD.
Yeah, and we'll get to that here in the big nooner. You mentioned Anthony Davis might be the elephant in the room. But Web Gems today is brought to you by, well, the Slim Reaper, the hired gun, the assassin himself, number 2 overall pick, Kevin Durant. This is what he had to say about burner accounts.
KD, first off, bro, you just hoop all the time. How the hell you even have time for Twitter?
It take a second.
K, what about the burner? The burner accounts. Did you have the little button switching back and forth?
Yeah, it was.
Why?
Because I wanted to be stealth. I didn't want nobody to know that was me.
Why are you so worried about what the man living in his mama basement say about you?
I mean, he need to know too. I'm still gonna do the burner thing. I'm still gonna do that.
You still on it?
Yeah. I just slipped up that one time. And you know why I slipped up?
I love it.
I kind of love it too.
Lean into it, dog. Like, that was the thing. It was like early KD, like, what? I'm the servant. It's like, no, man, Slim Reaper, Durantula, like, lean into that. And it's like, be a little cringy, be a little villainy. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it.
It's almost like he's taking a page out of LeBron right now, being the older vet, not a lot of time left in you. Still play, still can ball, but not a lot of time left in you, and kind of just telling it like it is. I've seen a bunch of other clips. He has one talking about Golden State. He's like, I went to Golden State because I wanted to make them something. I know they had won a title, but they hadn't done anything in my life.
No.
And he was like, winning.
He is right to that extent.
He said winning one title does not change the perception of an organization. I want to be a part of changing that. Now, whether, I know we got many people that hate Durant for that reason, simply for the reason of going to Golden State, and people that don't love to give Steph his flowers or Kerr his flowers because KD joined a team that already won a title. But in that aspect, as you just said, Danny, he's got a point. My entire life, I can only remember one thing the Warriors have ever done.
The We Believe
pre-Steph.
Warriors.
It was beating the Mavericks.
Yes, the We Believe Warriors is an 8 seed. That was it. In my lifetime, the Warriors were buns. Don't get me wrong, Run TMC was good.
Sure.
I mean, don't get me wrong, man. Hardaway and Mullen, man, just out there hooping.
And I didn't know if Steph Curry was going to be the right answer instead of Monta Ellis.
Nobody did.
Nobody did.
Remember,
it was like, you're going to get rid of Monta Ellis? Like, that's a pretty good player.
Yeah, Case, when you were a little baby, Steph's ankles were made of glass still.
Absolute glass.
I was in the Monta Ellis camp.
Yeah.
He breathed and rolled his ankle.
Yeah, you're just like, oh no, and he weighed $160.
Yep.
And you're like, how is this dude gonna do it?
And Monta Ellis was a bona fide bucket getter in the league.
Now, not efficient.
No.
But got buckets.
Neither's Jalen. Naylor is Brunson.
Yeah.
And he just won a title.
You heard, that's it, Knicks fans. Patrick Harris just called Jalen Brunson Monta Ellis.
A slightly better Monta Ellis.
Just slightly.
Slightly better Monta.
Did Monta win a title in Dallas?
I don't think he was on that team.
I don't know that. I like the idea that somehow this goes viral and someone's Web Gems in New York says, "You hear what this guy in Portland said? He called Jalen Brunson Monta Ellis." Meanwhile, my house is getting egged all night by Knicks fans.
I like that one.
He does not have a title.
I didn't think he was on that team.
I don't think I meant to call Jalen Brunson Monta Ellis. I think I was goofing a little too hard over there.
It's easy to get caught up in it, but the KD of it all, man, like KD just being KD. Like,
he's way more likable when he's KD. When
even,
he tries to be the hard ass.
Even when he's being cringy. Like, it's just being you.
Remember when he won the MVP in Oklahoma City and he had his mom? Was that not like...
That was likable KD.
Oh, so likable KD.
I loved everything about him.
10 seconds later, he went to Golden State.
Look, man, like, of those guys, Harden, Westbrook, KD, like that group, KD was always my guy. Always my guy. I was never a big Russ guy. I was never a big Harden guy. KD was the guy that I loved.
I watched Russ in college with K-Love at UCLA with my own eyeballs. And I was like, wow, athlete.
Don't get me wrong,
Insane
first ballot Hall of
athlete.
Famer, but like still, like when you're talking about like just who they were and how they played, KD was always that guy for me. And I always wanted KD to be that guy. You know what I mean? And it's just for a lot of reasons. I love that line there. Why are you talking about the guy in the basement? Well, he needs to know too. Look, I sympathize with that, man. Like I do it on Twitter every now and then. If you made me that good at something, yeah, I would have let that guy know too.
I love that idea of I am so petty and I am so serious about this that that bro needs to know that I am better than him.
Guess what, dude? I was on the toilet taking a deuce. Somebody decided to get sideways, and guess what, man? I got time. I've got time. Enjoy. You know why I've got time? Because I make $60 million a year getting buckets.
I got a few minutes.
You know what I mean? Like
that's what he said. All it takes is a few minutes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I guarantee you he's a serial poop tweeter. Serial poop tweeter.
Clearly.
You know what I mean? Like, look, he smokes a lot of weed. I bet you he eats a lot of junk food. It don't go anywhere.
It doesn't go anywhere.
Because he's pooping all the time.
That guy's got the same metabolism he did at 16. Yeah. What are the stories we want to hear from Durant?
All of them.
Well, like, what's next? If you had to power rank them. Like, right now, I want to know about Brooklyn.
Oh, I
want to know about Kyrie.
There's a lot there.
Simmons.
There's a lot there.
Harden. Like, why didn't that work? And because I can see KD sitting there and go, because those guys suck and I'm great.
Well, I don't know about that, but
KD's foot was on the line.
Yeah, but the
I know. I saw that clip the other day and I was like,
Team USA in France. Those are some. I bet you. Those are some good stories.
Night from Steph.
What are you gonna do when 30 starts? When 30 gets hot?
Yeah. Because that's one thing.
Ain't nothing about you playing together for a decade. We don't. He don't care about that.
Because that's one thing KD never has done. He's never taken a shot at Steph.
He doesn't take shots at other guys who he considers on his level.
It's the Shaq calling Tim Duncan Mr. Duncan.
Yes.
Yeah.
KD's a lot of things, but if you're stamped, he ain't gonna cross that line.
Yeah. Steph is stamped. He's only won with Steph.
Mm-hmm.
Steph has won without him twice.
Mm-hmm. So that's what I mean. Like, there's a level of respect that it gets to at that level where it's
Steph
like,
Curry greater than Kevin Durant.
Well, he is.
Tell him I said it.
No, I mean,
I don't live in my mom's basement. In fact, I don't have a basement.
There you go. But no, I think KD knows that. But I also think KD thinks and believes, and I agree with him, that he's the best scorer in the history of the game.
Sure, I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Like, put that one up on the wall, ladies and gentlemen. That one's yours.
Yeah, that might be the touching grace of this generation of superstars aging out. Steph, LeBron.
They're going to play forever
Kevin.
Across multiple generations, and I think they're going to like and respect the game.
Yeah, because I think when you look at the Shaqs and Chucks and Kennys of the world, even Kendrick Perkins, man, they love to dog on today's game.
Mm-hmm.
They love to dog on it, and I hope at least, and this was my hope with Kobe, and I think Kobe was transitioning down that path of just, let's talk about ball, let's stop with this drama BS, call guys out when they need to get called out, like Trae Young for 53 for 4 years, whoa, get your bag, bro, but I would never pay that guy. You know, you can do that instead of being Chuck like, this guy can't even play basketball. And you're like, okay,
let's roll that back a little bit.
That doesn't help. That doesn't help anything. And maybe, the LeBrons and KDs of the world as they age out, Draymond specifically as well, start to, respect the game a little bit more, talk more lovingly about the game. Because I think the game shift from when Chuck and Shaq played to when LeBron and Durant are Chuck and Shaq's age, I don't know if the game will evolve that much as it did.
What I will kind of
say,
does that
make sense?
Part of me thinks that the game evolved where guys like Chuck and Shaq, they got aged out of the game.
Correct.
That's not happening necessarily nowadays. There's talent levels that are dropping, this, that, and the other. But guys aren't necessarily getting aged out of the league like they were before.
That's
Shaq got aged out of the league.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he just got so big that and his body finally started to break down.
Yep.
Which we just didn't see for basically 13 years.
If the Blazers don't get Giannis, where do they go now? We'll do that next. The Big Nooner, 105.1 The Fan.
This is the International Soccer Report, brought to you by Gold PDX on the corner of Southeast Hawthorne and 18th Avenue. Food, spirits, football.
Here's Almada on the move for the world champions. Now Medina, pulled back here, lets it run. Messi! History in Dallas! 40 years to the day since Diego Maradona scored the hand of God. Lionel Messi scores the goal to make him the World Cup's all-time leading scorer. Wonderful moment.
That is Darren Fletcher on Fox's Leo Messi becomes the all-time leading goal scorer in World Cup history. He is also the first player to miss a PK in 3 consecutive World Cups, We'll still let you be the GOAT, buddy, as Argentina leads 1-0 right now in the 94th minute. The International Soccer Report brought to you by Goal PDX. Check out Goal PDX for all your big tourney matches this summer. Goal PDX, GOL PDX, food, spirits, football.
Brad Evans here to help you beat the Bulls with Westwood One Sports.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Michigan basketball coach Dusty May is finalizing a deal to take the head coaching job for the Dallas Mavericks. May led Michigan to a 64-13 record over 2 seasons, leading them to a national title in 2026, as he will become the first college head coach to take an NBA position since John Bailey took a job with the Cavs in 2019. And according to Adam Schefter, Michigan is currently working toward hiring Mike Boynton Jr. as the interim head coach. Some more NBA news for you, as Trae Young intends to sign a 4-year, $212 million deal with the Washington Wizards. Young's deal does come with a player option after year 4, as he was entering the final year of his deal. Over to the World Cup, as we have 4 group stage matches for you today, as Lionel Messi, he just became the men's all-time FIFA World Cup goal scorer, as he just posted his second goal of the match, as Argentina now leads 2-0 over Austria, as that match has just officially wrapped up. At 2 p.m., Kylian Mbappe and France will take on Iraq. At 5 p.m., Senegal and Norway will go head-to-head, and wrapping up our slate of World Cup matches today is Jordan taking on Algeria at 8 p.m. And finally, some NFL news if you missed it over the weekend, as the Tennessee Titans have reached an agreement with defensive tackle Jeffrey Simmons on a 3-year, $100 million extension. Simmons posted a career-high in sacks last season with 11 while leading all NFL interior defensive linemen in solo tackles, TFLs, sacks, and QB pressures. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Casey Smith from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of dirt and
Two down, one to go here. The firm of Harris and Marang. We do this bad boy every single Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Programming note, we will be off tomorrow, however, for Tuesday, as that is the Fan Golf Classic. You'll catch Casey will put together a nice best of show for you. And if any news related to Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Blazers, one of us, probably shouldn't be me, we'll go live from the Fan Golf Classic. God knows what state I will be in. After us, we'll toss it over to a bonus hour of the Fan Happy Hour with Luke Anderson from 1 to 3, and then it's prime time, baby, from 3 to 7, finishing up 13 hours of live, local, continuous regional sports talk radio. Starts with Dirt and Sprague in the morning from 6 to 10. Leo Messi with his second goal of the game and almost had a third.
Almost had a third with a free kick.
Argentina defeats Austria 2-0, I imagine. Yes, that wins Group J.
No,
they got to wait.
Yeah, they got to wait for Algeria.
Gotcha.
Algeria's got a win or draw. But,
18 goals in 28 games.
Yep, and one of the Austrian players has his jersey off and is trying to nudge Messi like, I don't think that jersey's coming off.
No, Messi might hang that one up in the Louvre.
No, that one's definitely going in the history books.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Your goal to tie... Or your goal to break, yeah, and then adding on to it. Dude, he's got 5 goals in 2 games.
And he could have had 6. He missed the PK.
If he puts another 5, dude, then you're talking some serious territory. Mbappe's got a shot. He really does. Because he's young. He's got at least 2 more World Cups in him. I mean, Yamal for Spain, he might have a shot at it as he's got on the board yesterday for the first time.
I wouldn't be surprised if Mbappe has a hat trick today.
That's true. That's true. You know, Mbappe had a hat trick last World Cup final and they lost. That's crazy.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
That's so nuts. We'll talk a little bit World Cup notes and catch up here in about 15 minutes. We'll get to some NBA draft this hour as well, plus closing arguments to send you on your way. But I'll ask the question, Danny. It seems like all reports point to Giannis Antetokounmpo not being a Portland Trailblazer, and hell, the Blazers might not even be a part of facilitating that deal. So let's play the fun game of let's say they aren't. Okay, let's say they aren't a facilitator and they aren't part of Giannis coming to Portland.
I do want to add one caveat.
Shoot.
Just some texts and some discussions, something I should have considered. Milwaukee, the idea of them keeping Jaylen Brown, you can never discount an owner for doing that. But it would be very smart of them to put out to everyone that they want to keep Jaylen Brown so they can extract the most value out of it possible.
Yes.
That's just something to consider if they do that deal with Boston.
Which could keep Portland in the market for Jaylen Brown.
Yes.
But
that's why I was wondering, like, do you want to pay the Giannis price for Jaylen Brown?
Right.
And I'm like, I don't.
Does Milwaukee know that nobody wants to pay the Giannis price for Jaylen Brown?
I mean, I'm sure you could get a lot for him.
Yeah.
You could maybe even get Tyler Hero, Khalil Ware, Jaime Jaquez Jr., and some picks.
That was cute. I saw what you did there.
Just saying.
I saw what you did
Might be able to parlay that into that.
If it's no Giannis, no Jaylen Brown, where do the Trailblazers go from here? It looks like Atlanta's building a lot of steam for Trey Murphy III, so we might be able to cross him off the list. We were just talking about Trae Young in D.C., and during the break, you told me their cap for AD and Trae Young is 70%.
Roughly 70%.
Ooh, that's a lot of money for 2 guys.
I think it's like 67%.
That's a lot of money for 2 guys, which I think Washington would be open to the idea of trading Anthony Davis. Is that the next best option if you're a Blazer fan?
I think so. And I know that they've had those discussions. They've gone down that path. I've talked to multiple people on that one that all confirmed it. So
Did I just see Jurgen Klopp and
Yes, you did.
Thomas Muller?
Yeah, I think they're on the BBC broadcast.
Sorry, side tangent.
But I think that is a path they're going to explore. But here's the thing: it's not going to cost them an arm and a leg. I think you're probably looking at Jeremy Grant and Shaden Sharp for AD.
And keeping that draft capital.
I don't think you're going to see draft capital go out in that deal.
That's kind of nice. The question is are you getting AD just for the rental, or do you have hopes of signing AD long term?
But if that's a deal that's already being discussed, I think you can probably scratch Darren Peterson off for the Wizards because you'd be adding Peterson and Sharp.
Yeah, and you would want AJ DeBonza.
So just something to consider. Mm-hmm. When you're seeing how things are setting up, it's certainly interesting. I heard a lot of talk this morning from front offices and draft folks that don't be surprised. Darren Peterson goes 1. Do not be surprised.
Yeah. I think it all depends on what Washington. It's so funny that the Washington Wizards right now control if it's not Giannis, dare I say the Wizards right now have a lot of pull in the league?
They do. They
just signed Trae Young for an ungodly amount of money.
I think over the next 48 hours, you're going to see a lot of action in the league. I do believe that you're going to. I told you off air, like, don't be surprised if stuff starts picking up. Because I think once Giannis goes, that's, I don't want to say the floodgates, but I think there's going to be some guys out there that are not being discussed right now that all of a sudden pop up.
Yeah, it's funny because I asked this question from a Blazers standpoint. You know, if you're not part of Giannis, if you're not part of Jaylen Brown, it sounds like you're not part of Trey Murphy. Where do you go from there? Man, imagine if you're Boston or Miami. I mean, Boston, you live in a spot because it sounds like Jaylen Brown's going to get traded. Whether it's for Giannis, that might be over. The fact that there's a lot of smoke around Jaylen Brown might have pissed him off.
I mean, this isn't the first time that this has happened.
Without a doubt.
I would say he's a fickle guy.
And I think he really hates that the organization, I think, values Tatum more than him, despite him being a finals MVP and almost a league MVP this season. If you're the Miami Heat and you don't get Giannis, I have no idea what you're doing. I have no idea where you go.
Well, I mean, I'm sure going after Jaylen Brown would be great, but it's very hard for me to see Boston and Miami dealing with each other.
The blood is that bad still?
Not just the blood, just like in conference, in division, or not in division, but
in theory, you're on the same level, quote unquote. Miami thinks they're Boston.
Yeah, and so it's like it's just like it's hard for me to see that happening, especially when you're going to see him at least 3 times a year, if not 4.
That's pound of flesh wanting to go both ways.
Yeah, 100%. Like Riley's going to win that deal. Stevens is going to want to win that deal, and it's just hard for me to see something like that happen.
God, if the Blazers aren't part of Jaylen Brown, I don't know what they do.
There's a couple different moves they can make, but I would be stunned, shocked, stalked, as it were, if with a new owner that they didn't try to make a pretty drastic change to the roster.
If it's not AD, then who?
You go down the list of what other guys they would be targeting. I think you're looking at like the tweener forward types that we went over a bunch of them on Friday when you were out. So I don't think a guy like Lauri Markkanen's available.
You think a John Collins or a Tari Eason fits well in the rotation?
Tari Eason,
and I know this front office is like Tari for a while. So
no Lauri Markkanen, huh?
Well, I think Austin Ainge is going to want everything not nailed down.
The 7-foot kid that strokes it with the acne on his back.
That's a drop from like 7 years ago when he was at Arizona. And I was like, oh, that kid? Well, I think he got drafted by Chicago.
Yeah.
And I was like, that kid?
2017 NBA draft.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's 9 years ago.
Been a hot minute.
I'd love Lauri Markkanen.
I think he would fit in. Like you're getting shooting, you're getting size, you're getting rebounding. Like that covers over a lot of sins. And as a guy who plays off ball,
I think the unfortunate thing is if the Blazers were somehow to get Lauri out of Utah, which I'm with you, I don't think they'd get rid of him. I think he's a pretty important piece for them. I rue the day that Blazers get Lauri Markkanen because then I come in here and we do this show and everyone is pissed. It's not a bigger name. When in reality,
I don't care about the name.
When in reality, I think Lauri would be an awesome fit for the Blazers.
I think that'd be a fantastic.
I think it'd be great.
And I think that is a name that does move the needle. For the Blazers
he
fans.
wouldn't cost as much as Jaylen Brown, and I'd rather have Jaylen Brown than Lauri Markkanen.
I think he would cost more.
More?
Yes, younger,
harder to come by, man. Size,
7 foot, scarcity of asset, man. 7-footer who can shoot it, doesn't need the ball.
That's an NBA Finals MVP.
Yeah, he's also 29 and not nearly the shooter that Lowry is, nor is he 7 foot tall. Scarcity. 7-footers who can shoot, like you just said it. 7-foot kid who strokes it? Yeah, Doug.
That's pretty nice.
How many of those are there in the league?
Not many. Karl Anthony Towns just won a title. Jokic has got one.
Big guys who can shoot.
7-footers are there that shoot?
I mean, Chet, Mobley, it's not.
Chet, yeah.
Not a ton of them.
Is Mobley 7 foot?
Oh, God, yeah.
All of it.
All of it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mobley's long.
Why do I always feel like Jared Allen's bigger than him? It's the
Because
hair.
Jared Allen fills
It's
out.
the hair,
Well,
too.
not only that, Jared's a big dude.
Yeah. Jared's
Thick,
shoulders are
thick.
Jared's a lot like Rudy Gobert. We're like, oh, he looks skinny, and then you see him, you're like, oh, crap, you're huge. Like, Jared's a big dude.
Can I go to bed for 2 weeks and wake up and you guys let me know what happened?
I mean, it'll be a lot.
It would make me feel a lot better.
It'll be a lot. Hey, no. You want the content, baby. Trust me. July's coming.
Let's stick with this. Let's stay in the NBA, but let's slide over to the NBA draft, as that is tomorrow. We are off tomorrow. We will recap it on Wednesday, but let's start talking, Danny. You said that a lot of people have kind of been whispering that it might be Darren Peterson 1, how the rest of the draft looks out, and do the Blazers get into the NBA draft themselves? We'll do that next. Portland Sports Leader, The Fan Sports Network. We'll get to some little World Cup chatter here in a moment, but I figured we'd stay here in the association. We are kind of a basketball and a soccer show, are we not, Danny? Is that pretty much all we do over here?
Right about now, yeah.
Right about now, that's kind of all we got, as Argentina did just finish up beating Austria 2-0. Most likely clinch that group tonight when Algeria and Jordan in a hot match. Hot Algeria-Jordan chatter tonight at 8 p.m. What am I kidding? I'm watching that game.
Yeah, you say that jokingly, like you're watching.
Yeah, well, I have Terapi today, and Terapi is at 3 to 4, so that's the second half of France-Iraq.
You have what today?
Therapy. I call it Terapi.
I was like, is there an island nation I don't know about? Like, what's going on here?
That game's at 2, so I'm going to record that and watch it when I get home.
Definitely thought he was talking about some random striker that plays for Iraq.
Yeah, I was just like, who am I missing here?
So I'm going to record that and watch it at 4, which means I'm recording Norway-Senegal at 5, and I'll probably watch that at 6:30.
Are you going to watch Iraq with their 3 goalkeepers?
Probably. Probably.
That
Why not?
was a great line from their manager.
Probably.
How are you going to deal with Mbappe? Well, can we play with 3 keepers?
It's going to be a long day for Iraq.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a tough day. Good luck.
Yeah, I don't think you can park that bus.
We'll get to some World Cup chatter here in a moment. But the NBA draft is tomorrow. And, Danny, you and I have been very invested in this draft, which is funny because the Blazers don't have a draft pick. We'll get to the Blazer aspect of that in a second. It's just that's how loaded this class is. This class could, now it is a could potentially be a class like we haven't seen since maybe 03, which is LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, D-Wade, that draft.
And keep in mind, is a reminder, Cooper Flagg was supposed to be in this draft.
And that would have been bonkers because then Cam Boozer slips to 4.
Yeah, and to be clear, Cooper would still go 1 in this draft.
So who's the Darko of this draft?
I don't know, dude. They think Darius Acuff is like
Steph
Allen
Marbury.
Iverson.
Because Marbury.
1 through 5.
Stephon Marbury?
1 through 5 and 03 was LeBron, Darko, Melo, Chris Bosh, D-Wade.
Mm-hmm.
Darko was
4 or 5 there.
Darko was that real big push.
If you had Flagg in this, I like Caleb, but Caleb's the most likely guy. Caleb Wilson's the most likely guy.
I was just about to say, which is funny because you and I really like Caleb Wilson.
Yeah. I just saw a draft comp that I really liked for him, 6'10", Hornets era Gerald Wallace, and I was like, yeah, that tracks. Like the shooting skill's not really there, but like one of the best motors and engines you've ever seen, and finishes everything at the rim and is a rebounding monster.
I love Jared Wallace. I thought he was great on the Blazers.
Blazer legend, Jared Wallace.
That's how the Blazers got Damian Lillard.
You told me that in the break, and I completely forgot to put the pieces together.
Traded him to the Nets, an unprotected pick.
Unprotected from the Nets landed Damian Lillard. Thanks, Olshay. Appreciate that, buddy.
No, it's not. That's not Neil.
No? Is that Pritchard?
That's Buchanan.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go, buddy.
Interim era Buchanan. Buchanan did all the legwork for Dame.
Dude, that should have landed him a better job.
That might be KP. I think that might be Pritchard who did the deal. I don't think it was Cho, because I think it was 2 years out they made that deal. I think it was 2010 they traded Gerald.
You were saying that there is a lot of conversation around the league that the Wizards will end up taking Darren Peterson. Now, we talked about that before the show started today. You still hang with that opinion, despite having Trae Young on a 4-year, $53 million deal a year?
I think that DeBonza would be my guy, but again, the folks that I talk to, these are guys who do this for a living. I always do the straw poll of like who guys think are going where, and there's mock drafts that are out there, and I'll tell you this, there are guys that do mock drafts for a living that don't believe they're mock drafts. And that's not to throw shade at them, it's just the reality of like what they think versus what they hear, and that's what you kind of have to try to balance right now. The guys that I've talked to this morning all told me the same thing. Do not be surprised to see Darren Peterson go number 1. And I think behind the scenes, AJ DeBonce's camp has maybe tried to gently massage him to Utah for very obvious reasons. He's got connections to the Ainge family, to Ryan Smith, the owner of the Jazz, like played at BYU in their backyard. They've been doing all their research basically from the jump. They got him to BYU. Like, it's not hard to draw those lines, but I don't think you're going to get an Eli Manning situation of like, I'm not going to go.
Yeah, I didn't think it would be an Eli situation, but I would be absolutely shocked and floored if I found out that AJ DeBonce's camp wasn't trying to get him to Utah. Because there are 2 ways to do it. You can do it the Eli way, which gets messy. It helps that your dad is another Manning, so you have that. AJ doesn't quite have that. The person standing up for him would be Danny Ainge, and that would be, I think we call that a conflict of interest. I don't think the NBA would like that very, very much. So you can do that the messy way, which turned out, honestly, Eli pushing himself to New York, yeah, they got 2 titles and the Chargers didn't, but Phillip Rivers was pretty damn good, and I believe that second round pick they got or that other first-round pick they got from the Giants, I believe landed Sean Merriman, who was good till he wasn't. I would say both teams. I would say both teams made out fairly even in that. Now this isn't trade. To your point, though.
No, but Marcus Spears has put it out just a minute ago that the Wizards will not be entertaining trade offers.
The compensation of if you do get pushed off A.J. DeBonsa is Darren Peterson or Cam Boozer if you wanted to go Cam Boozer. I imagine they would go Darren Peterson. But as we joked about before the show, this isn't Zachary Rizachet is your door prize.
No.
This is not that. You are still, your door prize is a number 1 draft pick in any other draft. Because there's 3 of them right now.
Yes.
And in a Zachary Rizachet draft, dare I say Caleb Wilson goes 1.
Yes.
So
Sarr would still
somewhere there.
And remember, Sarr didn't go 1 because Rizachet did not want to go to Washington.
Oh, that's right. That's such a weird thing too.
So
you're not getting stuck with something like that. You're still in a really good spot. Now, I will ask you about, this is a little tied to the Giannis situation. Do we see the Clippers' 5th round pick or 5th overall pick get moved? Or do they stay married to that?
It's a real question.
Because they have nothing in the tank. They got that out of Indiana.
But also,
RIP Indiana for
that
it.
might be something that matters to them is getting a young player.
If I'm them, you can't touch it. And if they go Darius Acuff Jr. and put him next to Darius Garland, D&D, whatever you want to nickname call them, that's a nice backcourt. You still have Kawhi Leonard last time I checked.
You're small.
You're small.
You're 6'3" and 6'3".
You're small. I mean, how tall is Bridges?
McHale?
Yeah.
6'6".
Oh, really? He's that tall?
Yeah.
Because Brunson's small, but I guess there's not 2 of them.
But you also, Josh Hart is 6'5", but plays like he's 6'9".
That is true.
OG's 6'8", Cat 7 foot.
OG's
Bridges
6'8", plays like he's 6'10".
Yeah. Like, everybody else around them is that's the thing about that Knicks team. Even though Brunson's short, what is he not? Weak.
No.
You don't see him. He doesn't
no.
get bullied. It's like, that's what I've always said about Dame for years. Dame may not be the best defender. You don't see him. You can't, like, Trae Young's a bad defender, small, and he gets bullied. Like, that's just easy to target. Darius Garland, while being small, is a good defender and doesn't get bullied. He plays a lot bigger than he is, but you can have one of those guys. It's hard to have 2. And that's the thing about Acuff is, like, don't be surprised if they lean towards a Keaton Wagler who's a lot bigger.
A lot bigger.
So I wouldn't be surprised to see them go that way, but we'll see. Definitely, there's a lot of noise. One of the Clippers, I think lead scout sons, put it out there on Reddit that the Clippers were enamored with Acuff, and it's like,
thanks, buddy.
That's when you go, dude, what are you doing? Like,
well, I think the reality is, though, the Clippers sit in a spot that
they have their pick of the litter of the guards.
They have their pick of the litter because it's going to go in some order. Peterson, DeBonsa, Boozer, Wilson.
Yes.
The Bulls are going to take Caleb Wilson.
Yes.
A 6'11", Gerald Wallace type player with Tiago Splitter as a head coach.
High motor guy.
Not a bad job. So you are at the Clippers. I know this is a little stretching it, but you have the number 1 pick in the draft if you take all the top dudes off the board.
You have your pick of the litter of the guards, whether it's Wagler, whether it's Acuff, whether it's Mikhail Brown. Like, just go down the list. Like, whatever guard that you want, that's what you get.
Which I think if you're the Clippers is too bad because I think they would jump at the chance for Caleb Wilson.
I think
put some size
most
on that
teams
team.
would.
Yeah, because you will have small guards, but you still have Kawhi for the time being.
For now.
We don't know the future of Kawhi, whether it's aspiration being traded or free agency. But I have to think that if Kawhi doesn't get punished in this aspiration thing and he comes up for another deal, that Ballmer and the Clippers will give it to him. I assume Kawhi Leonard will be a Clipper for a long time. And if you put the kids, Garland, and whether it's Wagler or Acuff, it's not a bad starting point.
No,
you're
it's
LA
not.
too. You're willing to spend. You're willing to spend the money
If you're allowed to.
if you're allowed to. That's the
thing about this.
That's the other big question.
Hard to kind of work your way around. No, over the next 24 hours, I'm really interested in. I just pulled up. It was Wallace did get dealt in 2012. It was March 2012. But looking back at this article, they're looking at factoring in restricted free agent center Brook Lopez's $7.7 million cap hold.
Oh, that's right. He is in LA.
No, there's Nets.
Oh, back then.
Yeah. But his cap hold was only $7.7 million.
That's crazy.
And a 5-year deal for a max contract for Gerald Wallace then, 5-year, $109.
Is Brook Lopez the second greatest net of all time?
You can make an argument he's the greatest.
Over J. Kidd?
Well, Brooklyn, Jersey, you get to separate the two.
I have to separate the two.
But also, Brook is the leading scorer in Nets history.
I think some guy just climbed the fence here and is yelling at Rob Stone right now.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my buddy Rob. Sorry, buddy. That'll go viral. You'll see that later.
We'll have to check back in with him on that one.
Hey, at least the guy can't get kicked out of the game during the game. He's just going to get kicked out now.
Where's security?
Right?
Some poor PA had to come out there, and she was like, hey, you need to get down. They're on air.
Also, Peter Schmeichel has gloves of steel. He should have just gave him a quick little lefty.
Dude, he's got some mitts on him.
Well, yeah, dude.
I mean,
he won the Euros for Denmark.
Oh, I know, but I mean, like, he's got bear claws for hands.
I believe he was the keeper for United when they won the treble in '99.
That lines up, right?
I believe that is Peter Schmeichel. Big dude.
See, Timmy got there in what, 02 or 04?
I think Timmy's later. I think he's I'd have to look it up. Let's chat a little World Cup, right? Catch you up with everything and take a peek at it in closing arguments to finish you up. But first, that's my guy Casey over there with sports.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Michigan basketball coach Dusty May is finalizing a deal to take the head coaching job for the Dallas Mavericks. May led Michigan to a 64-13 record over 2 seasons, leading them to a national title in 2026, as he will become the first college head coach to take an NBA position since John Bailey took a job with the Cavs in 2019. And according to Adam Schefter, Michigan is currently working toward hiring Mike Boynton Jr. as the interim head coach at Michigan. Some more NBA news for you, as Trae Young intends to sign a 4-year, $212 million deal with the Washington Wizards. Young's deal does come with a player option after year 4, as he was entering the final year of his contract. Over to the World Cup, as we have 4 group stage matches for you today. As Lionel Messi, he just became the men's all-time FIFA World Cup goal scorer, as he just posted his second goal of the match as Argentina. They have officially wrapped up over Austria 2-0. At 2 p.m., Kylian Mbappe in France will take on Iraq. At 5 p.m., Senegal and Norway will go head-to-head. And wrapping up our slate of World Cup matches today is Jordan taking on Algeria at 8 p.m. And finally, some NFL news for you if you missed it over the weekend, as the Tennessee Titans have reached an agreement with defensive tackle Jeffrey Simmons on a 3-year, $100 million extension. Simmons posted career highs in sacks last season with 11, while leading all NFL interior defensive linemen in solo tackles, TFLs, sacks, and QB pressures. And for more sports scores and stories in 30 minutes, I'm Lowercase from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at WarrenAllen.com.
The home of the Fan Happy Hour.
Closing arguments coming up next to send you on your way. But we'll hang out a little bit in the World Cup and kind of catch you up on everything you missed from last Thursday. Mexico, South Korea. I was talking with Luke about this. I was very, very excited about that game. Boring. That's the tough thing in this, man. Danny, sometimes the games you got to watch are the games you don't expect. Sometimes the best matchups don't always give you the best. I remember watching Brazil-Morocco. That game was 1-1 at halftime, and the second half was a slog. Sometimes it's how it goes in group play. You realize, 1 point is going to be good enough, and so you're okay to do it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the nature of soccer, I think, in general, is that, Luke and... there we go. Luke and I were talking Thursday. What sport in general is most likely to have a upset? And I think it's soccer. Of the major sports, hockey's probably really close.
Baseball?
No, because multiple game series.
Okay.
When it's one and done.
I see.
The volatility, and because scoring is so infrequent in soccer, take Cape Verde, 2 draws.
They're the story of the tournament. They drew against Spain 0-0 and then drew against Uruguay 2-2.
Mm-hmm.
And one of those goals was a banger.
Absolute banger.
The first Cape Verde goal was a banger. It's true. And things can go your way that you don't see. I'm looking up from last Thursday. Canada beat Qatar 6-0. There were 2 red cards and a broken leg in that game. You're like, whoa, this got off the rails quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Quickly. That poor guy from Canada and his broken leg.
But, to that point, I think the volatility of soccer allows for that opening to happen because unlike all the other sports, now when we get out of this round, it goes away. But the idea of, you can have draws.
Yeah, there's the other idea, too. If you take this Paraguay game, they beat Turkey 1-0. They scored their goal, and then Almiron gets that red card that we were, joking about at the end of the second half, and Paraguay goes a full half without conceding a goal and gets the 3 points. Now, Turkey, they've had a tough go of it, and I don't think USA is going to be any easier on them come Thursday. But that's kind of how the nature of that goes. And you see dudes, yesterday, Spain kept pouring it on. Okay, they needed to make up some goal differential because they tied a game with Cape Verde, so they need to get out of that. To where Brazil plays Haiti, scores 3 goals in the first half and goes, we're good. We're good. Let's not push it. Let's not get crazy here, and let's just kind of call it a day.
It's a good place to be. You park it and you take what you can get. Whereas, because that draw is an opportunity that exists, it opens up a door that doesn't exist in the other sports.
And I think you see something really cool in group stage, if you're ever curious why they do group stage, because there's so many things that matter, and goal differential is one that does. The Netherlands played Sweden, and they came out firing, because I thought in their first game they were very kind of mediocre against Japan. I think they got lucky that it was a draw. So they keep putting goals on Sweden. They win that game 5-1 because now all of a sudden they can kind of control their destiny. But at the end of that game, Japan goes, okay, cool, hold my beer. I'm going to beat Tunisia 4-0. Now you're like, oh, God, we're deadlocked with these guys again.
Mm-hmm.
Germany against Ivory Coast, they're down 1-0. They bring in a sub and he scores 2 goals. And Germany, boy, the atmosphere in Seattle for USA was amazing. The atmosphere in Dallas for England was amazing. Did you see the 40,000 Dutch rolling in against Sweden? 40,000 people in Houston walking down the street together.
Did you see the Bosnians?
I did not see the Bosnians.
The Bosnians are taking over parade routes and rolling in with flags. It's awesome. And then you have the Norwegians. Did you see the video of the rowboat?
I sure did, man.
And I'm not talking about the one up the escalator. I'm talking about a third of the stadium rowing together, and it sounds like the Vikings are landing in England.
Look, Daniel,
it's like, bro.
This is the only thing I'm watching right
now.
I will carve out some time for the draft.
I showed Tiff that. I was like, you want to see something? This is just dudes being dudes right here. I mean, it seemed like it was a third of the stadium. You could hear it echoing around the building. It was awesome.
And the coolest part about coolest and saddest parts about the World Cup being every 4 years, may I present to you Belgium, who last 4 years ago had an opportunity to make a real big run. The 4 years before that as well, they're in their golden generation. I watched them play Iran yesterday, and they are old and slow, and that window shuts hard.
Uh-huh.
Croatia's going through the same thing right now. They lost to France in the World Cup final in 2018, and they were the story of that World Cup.
Mm-hmm.
And the door closes, and when it does,
Those
in
guys are all
international,
old.
you get old. Romelu Lukaku, built like a truck, fast, bulldozes his way, slow. I would say, like, Domantas Sabonis has got more nimbility.
Remember,
in them legs.
when he went streaking down that sideline in Brazil against Team USA, that was 12 years ago.
Exactly. The names on the back are still there, but things are doing, and that's why Leo is as impressive as he is.
I mean, we were talking about it with Messi, with his work rate. Like, you just watch him. He just has his hands to the side, walking around. But as soon as there's a goal-scoring opportunity appears, he gets 20 years younger. And you just see him, like, the second goal that he had today. It was, we were watching. I was like, that's young Messi. He just stayed with it, and then bangs it in the back of the goal. And it was like, that looks like what we saw from him years ago.
My co-host on Timbers Fan, Jake Zivin, he does the Sunday Night Soccer for MLS, Apple TV, and he does Messi games all the time. And so we talk off the air about Messi all the time, and we've done the exact same thing you were just talking about. He has found a way to use his body the most efficient way possible. He doesn't run. He kind of stands around, finds his open slot, and I don't know what the defensive adjustment is for that. Can you afford to have a guy on him at all times? I don't know if you can, because it might open up.
I mean, that's how he scored the first goal. Is like he just walked right in. I shouldn't say walk. He ran into space, and nobody from Austria put a body on him, and he was able to slot it home.
And his team is able to just find him when they need to, and like you said, boom, turns it on, tick, 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 bam, goal. It's impressive. You look at a guy like Cristiano, and that's his problem. They play tomorrow. Portugal plays tomorrow, and
we'll see what version of that shows up.
We won't be on the air. They're playing Uzbekistan, who are one of the lower-ranked teams in this World Cup, and they should win.
You got a charger to bring out there so you can have the phone going playing games?
Way ahead of you, bro.
Yeah, okay.
Way ahead.
I know you got a little charger pack.
A TV, how about that, with an antenna?
Can we do that?
No, probably not. But I will have a battery pack. But we'll see, because in comparison, the GOATs, as they will never live down the comparison of Leo Messi versus Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano looks old and slow. Leo has adjusted. It's like that fastball pitcher who starts throwing more curveballs, more cutters, more breaking balls. You have to adjust. You can't be Roger Clemens and throw heat all your life.
Argentina is built around Messi.
Agreed.
It's Messi and 9 goons.
Well, there's still.
Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of talent, but what do they have around him?
They have guys that know how to play and make him look good.
Yes.
They're very good at it. If you haven't watched a ton of the World Cup, France plays Iraq tonight. That should be an easy win for France, but you can see how good they are. They are really entertaining to watch when they're flying on all cylinders. And tonight has a secret, sneaky, amazing matchup of Norway and Senegal at 5 o'clock. And
that could be a match that just breaks out. That could be like the 9-goal match.
Yeah.
We haven't had one of those yet. We haven't had one of the.
Well, Germany did win 7-1 against Curacao.
But I'm talking about like where both teams are.
Like 5-4.
Yeah, you like have one of those. We haven't had one of those yet, and there's always a couple that pop up, and I want to see how because both those teams have the potential to pour in goals.
And you can see the Norwegian god Brut Erling Haaland. Did you see the Iraqi who stood next to Haaland in their game was like, whoa, dude, it's Erling Haaland. You're like,
also.
Yeah.
He's huge.
Last thing I will say is New Zealand lost last night to Egypt, which was an okay thing for me because Mo Salah had a really great game for Egypt, so I was happy to see him, and they might advance. But the story of that game is Finn Surman from the Portland Timbers scored a goal.
There you go. First Timber with a World Cup goal.
First Timber with a World Cup goal. That's my guy, Finn Surman, and he'll probably get sold.
Random Erling Haaland stat. Or fact, I should say. Did you know that he bought like the oldest piece of Norwegian literature that actually originated outside of the country, but it's like, I want to say it was written in the 1200s, and I think he paid like $15 million for it or something like that. There's some crazy number, but under one circumstance, he gave it to the library in his hometown in Norway where everybody can come in and use it. But it's like I saw the videos and the photos of it. And I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. That book was written almost 1,000 years ago. You got some kid with his jelly fingers flipping through it. Like, what are we doing here?
Well, we're about halfway through group stage, and then we'll get to the round of 32, which the United States is in. We'll see who their opponent is coming up next, but they'll have Turkey to finish out their group. Closing arguments is next. 105.1 The Fan.
The Fan Golf.
right, that's going to do it for us. Closing Arguments brought to you by Leskin Law. Visit leskinlaw.com for more information. Coming up on the program tomorrow, just a programming note, we are off. We are out at the Fan Golf Classic, so if you're a listener, you're a P1 listening to this show right now, we are very excited to see you tomorrow. Don't be afraid to say hi and at least give me grief. I won't speak for any of our other hosts, but I happily welcome all of your pokes and jabs, for nobody pokes and jabs at me more than myself. So let's all have a great time. Make sure we're hydrated out there, because it's gonna be a hot one in the valley. It's gonna be a hot one in the valley.
It's gonna be a good day, Tater.
On the text line, real quick, because I want to get back to some draft stuff here in Closing Arguments, because we forgot to get into the Blazer aspect of it. Do you think Messi is well rested because he plays in MLS, doesn't need to try hard to be great, only plays a partial schedule? I think there's a lot of kind of misconceptions in that text, at least from my opinion. Is the MLS a little easier of a league than La Liga in Spain? Yes. There's no doubt about that. But as far as Messi's playing, he's been playing in the league more than you realize.
Yes.
He has had some injuries. He is aging. He has had some injuries which keep him off. But the concept of his early time in MLS to now of taking games off and not wanting to travel as much, they use him when they want to, but no different than other teams use their major stars as well.
Yeah.
LAFC was in town, and I felt really bad. There were a ton of who
they played was
there were a ton
not the
of
team.
what I assume were Koreans who were all there in Sun Heung-min jerseys, and he didn't even travel because they were kind of like, we have a Champions CONCACAF Cup this week.
Also,
we want him for there. And so there's some of that. I just think
you just gonna gloss over that?
I am. It's the next conversation I have.
Guys. Whoa, big gulps, huh?
It's
All
the
right.
next.
Well, see you later.
It's the next convo I have with the great Merritt Paulson the next time I chat with him. But I think what Messi's opportunity to come to the MLS has allowed him to refigure out his game, and he has played with a lot of other greats that have allowed him to figure out how to still be playing at a high level. Doesn't need to try hard to be great, my friend. I could argue that he has never had to try hard to be great.
That's kind of the point.
He's just kind of born that way. It's just kind of born that way.
It's super helpful when you're that good. We were just talking about it. He doesn't necessarily have to do the thing.
It's natural. You know, like guys like LeBron James. Yes, LeBron tries really hard, but LeBron's not trying basketball is
better than 99.9999%.
Is top 30 of all time, maybe. Him trying basketball is top 2.
Blocked by James.
Yeah. So some guys, they try hard.
Do we not remember him flying out of nowhere in that stupid sleeve jersey and pinning Andre Iguodala to the backboard?
I do not want to say that Leo Messi and LeBron James don't try hard.
Then going down and hitting the alley-oop on the other side. That was the craziest part.
We always forget that part.
It wasn't just the let me go to the chase down block. It was let me run the 40 feet back and then go throw it down on someone's head top.
Something to get into here for Closing Arguments today. We were talking NBA draft, and I forgot to kind of get into the Blazer aspect of this, Danny. Now, the Blazers don't have any picks in this draft. Famously, that draft pick, because the Blazers made the playoffs, went to Chicago, paid off an old debt. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's nice to just have your books clean now.
Finally.
But the question is do the Blazers jump into this draft? And I kind of mentioned earlier that with the idea of a coach not being found until after the draft and after some of these trades go down, makes me believe the Blazers will be quiet on draft night.
I don't think those things necessarily have to correlate. I think the front office is going to do what the front office is going to do, and whether or not they see value for somebody in the second round, but like the way the second round is going and guys staying in college because of more money being available in the second round does make guys necessarily that you might want to take flyers on. It's a little bit harder in that area, which I think that you're not. It's either going to go one of two ways in the second round. It's going to be one of those things that becomes something where if you do hit on a guy in the second round, like a Tumani Kamara, it can be extremely valuable because
Nikola Jokic.
I think those guys are going to be fewer and fewer far between. But getting a rotation player in the second round, like if you're able to do that now, because you're like, let's say you didn't have a second round pick and you're like, screw it, I'm going to buy into here because you're thinking, if I spend $1 million on this, the likelihood of him outperforming the $1 million versus going and trying to sign somebody as a free agent, you're trying to maybe mine a little bit diamond in the rough, but the math says if you do hit, it's going to hit exponentially harder. It's a guy like Aaron Wiggins. It's a guy like Vit Krejci. It's a guy like Tumani Kamara. Now, those are three different guys in three very different skill sets and scaling. But if you can find guys that are there that you get value scaling on, where they like Vit has this great contract. If he reverts back to being the 40% volume three-point shooter, that's a valuable thing, because go look at what it costs to get a guy like a Duncan Robinson, or to get a guy, Lakers, totally blanking, white guy. Luke Kennard.
Austin Reeves?
No, Luke Kennard.
Oh, Luke Kennard out of Tennessee?
Yeah, like if you've got a guy who's 6'6" plus.
You mean Dalton Connect?
No. Luke Kennard.
No, Dalton Connect is from Tennessee.
Yeah.
Luke Kennard is
Luke
not.
Luke Kennard not. But Luke Kennard can also play basketball. Dalton Connect can not.
Boy, I whiffed on that.
Yeah, and I remember people here.
I
can't believe the Blazers passed on Dalton Connect. I'm like, I can.
Dude, I think he was going to be so good. Oh, Luke Kennard played for Duke.
Yeah.
Dude.
Come on now. But also, Luke Kennard, stone cold three-point shooter.
I thought Dalton Connect was going to be so good.
I thought Dalton would be fine.
Yeah.
I thought he'd be a role player.
Solid rotational player.
Yeah.
And that's what I was going to ask. Like, if you're the Blazers and you say you jump in, I don't think the Blazers jump into the first round.
No.
I would be very surprised about that.
I mean, I'd be surprised about
But in
that.
talking about the flyers you take on guys in the second round, are you looking at potential of it, or are you saying like, okay, this guy is let's take some of those Illinois guys and some of those might be lottery players who are going back to Illinois this year. Those guys can shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Are you looking for specialists like
Yes.
that? Just lockdown defender, Carter Bryant style guy?
You're finding a bankable skill. That's what you're trying to do. And then
this guy can do
Tumani Kamara can defend. We're pretty sure we can turn him into a shooter. Like that's what you're trying to do. At that spot in the draft in the second round, post 35th pick, you're like, because it might be like five guys that maybe for whatever reason fall out of the first round, right? Because you don't want to give them the guaranteed, but maybe there's some guys that you do want to bump into the first round to give that guarantee to. But you're looking at bankable skills, and it's usually defense or shooting.
And I would argue, if you are a Blazer fan, you are my insider, my expert, so you tell me, I would be looking for a shooter.
Yeah.
Someone to come off the bench on a cheap contract.
But they also have a guy in Vit Krejci who they think is going to be that. So maybe they're looking at it in some other form. Or maybe there's a guy they look at that has size. And you're like, let's see if he can do something else with that size.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you start to look at, we see all these reports of all these teams that are interested in Rob Will. No shock. Rob Will, Time Lord, is very, very good basketball player. I don't want to get into whether or not the Blazers re-sign him. I think everybody knows the Blazers would like to re-sign him. It's going to come down to what Rob Will wants to do. Can you try to find a replacement of that skill set, or are you looking at it more generalized of defense or shooting?
Yes, I think you're going for a more specific skill set. Because Rob is not just a good defender; he's a great defender whose basketball IQ and feel are otherworldly. Like this is a guy who was a defensive player of the year candidate. Like he's that good.
And lastly, I'll ask you this. Sorry, I don't mean to be just quizzing you on this, but I'm curious, in the second round, how much does character value? Because it's cheap to get into the second round, it's cheap to pay that player, and you're willing to take flyers initially. Does that include culture and headstrong as well?
Depends.
Because like Peterson,
there's a certain point where the talent is so overwhelming, but if there are red flags, there are red flags. Like they are there. Like the number of people that I talk to every single year, one of the questions that I get asked in evaluations, stuff like that, when I'm going back with front office scouts, whatever it is like the question of, if a player doesn't make it, why didn't they make it? And they're asking me like, what do you think would be the reason he didn't make it? 9 times out of 10 times, it's not basketball related. It's not basketball talent or skill. It's mental, it's IQ, it's emotional maturity, who they're surrounding themselves with, fit, location, finances. It's the soft stuff.
I always kind of thought this, working in the restaurant world as a manager, and sometimes I succeeded with it and sometimes I failed with it. Whenever you had to let an employee go, you had to ask yourself, did you exhaust all resources you had to put into making this player great in this conversation? And if your answer is yes and they're not great, then yeah, it is probably time to move on. And that's the affordability of the second round.
Yes. You're just looking at it from a risk analysis standpoint.
Gun to your head, do the Blazers get into the second round?
I want to say yes, but I don't know what they may do around other things that changes up the roster capacity. And I think that's what's kind of shaping everything for me.
Yeah, that's right. You got to make sure you have spots available. Like we were talking about with the Knicks earlier. Make sure they got spots
Like that's
available.
the whole thing is like, I've heard this around the Blazers before. Like, why did they do that? I'm like, because they didn't have a roster spot. Can't do it without the roster spot.
Well, enjoy the draft tomorrow. There's also College World Series final tonight. Also golf. We will be out at Langdon Farms tomorrow. And if you are part of the Fan Golf Classic, we're excited to see you. Again, I'm telling you, watch Norway-Senegal tonight. Should be a good game. Closing arguments brought to you by Leskin Law. Visit LeskinLaw.com for more information. Leskin Law's one-day divorce mediation, peace treaties, not war plans. That'll do it for us. We'll catch you on Wednesday. Be safe out there. For Danny Marang, that's Casey Smith. I'm Patrick Harris. Go do something I would do.
Bye.